let's give it a 10-second delay before we start our session proper. But Sigis, hit us up with that good old summary, my dude.
Okay. So we had so the end of last session. So the beginning of the session, unfortunately, Red is dead. He's lying on the floor, having been coup de grace. And we know and we're trying to come up with a plan for how we're gonna basically bring him back. But unfortunately, we can't tackle that until we deal with the ghouls who are marching on Sandpoint. So we go into the last room that Foxglove, who we have also just defeated, who turned out to be a ghast, was protecting. Um, and we open this room, and it is covered in mold. The first thing Sig tries to do is trying to blast some of the mold with positive energy because it looks like really evil. And that was bad because the moment positive energy touched it, Sig has almost had a heart attack and died, but he lived. And that got us to be pretty cautious. So Dorbin went into the room and he found the black box that from the paintings upstairs, this mysterious black box, but it is totally broken. So there's only about a third of it left. And at the on the back wall of this room, there's kind of like an atomic shadow. So like the mold in like the shape of the silhouette of like a man is all black and super evil looking. Um, so Dorbin comes out and we decide to try and consecrate the area. And so Dorbin attempts that, but the evil is too powerful. So that doesn't go well. Um, and that also triggers Dorbin to try and make these saves. And we're pretty sure that every time we have to make a save, we might die. Um, and so he comes out, tells us it didn't work. We decide to go back in. Sigas has to make a save and fails that, and suddenly decides that he should definitely eat the mold that makes up this super evil silhouette thing, which is by far the stupidest thing I think a character's ever done because he totally does it. And then the funguses start growing inside him, and that's just bad. It goes downhill from there for him. So he's mostly spends the rest of the game throwing up in the back. Robin decides that this place is terrible, so pulls out. He looks into the bag of bombs and finds that we have all these sweet, crazy explosives like bombs of like dragon fire and like poison gas and stink clouds. So he chucks in a dragon fire bomb, which kills, which is super awesome and like blew the whole thing out with flames and kills everything except for that one silhouette of evil black mold. Um, and so we basically decide to spend an hour. Robin and Dorbin try to chisel out this black mold. The evil box has gone into the fanny pack of holding. And we're gonna try and chisel this evil stuff out so that we can potentially transport it to someone else who can deal with it, or try. Hopefully, maybe would have killed it. But after an hour, that doesn't seem to be making any significant progress. Silera has spent this time going through all these letters we found from Foxlove and kind of documented his fall to insanity. But it also finds references to like an overarching, like sinister evil plot that Foxglove is kind of like a middleman, like pawn in. And these are from the higher level, and they're referencing to they basically trapped him to to excavate to this room and exporting something. We assume it was probably the mold that creates ghouls, and that he's been. And it also made reference to him like spreading the ghoul fever. Um, but we also don't think this has stopped the ghouls. So, and it also made reference, sorry, to like a room, this house in Magnamar. So that is something we really want to follow up on. But the last thing we all decide is we basically have to ride out or catch up to the ghouls and kill them or help defend Sandpoint. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, that was a concise, good summary. Um, Last session was a little bit shorter because we did like an extra session last week. Um, But yeah, that's very good. Go ahead and roll 4D Fate die as we are testing out the new inspiration system.
How do I do fate die? Like 4D fate?
No, it's F. 4DF. It's
Hey, it's been a year and he's into
Interdiction,
it.
interdiction. I was kidding,
Guys,
but that's hilarious.
Lysdexia is hard.
Lysdexia.
Same.
Oh,
It's
the
dyslexia
-1.
if you spell it all wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
All right. So
okay.
so you guys are gonna have 2D4 to use across the party, and so will I.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Isn't
So
that
we're
only
even
one?
2-2.
No, we're not adding them up. It's so all the pluses we get and all the minuses he gets, and we have an
Oh.
additional +1.
So we both have 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the idea is that you.
Yep, that's what he just said.
At the very least, you always get 1 because you did an effort and made the summary for us. And on average, we're gonna end up with you guys having 1 more die than me, essentially.
Is there a way to on the screen have like a little token or something that tracks the fate die, just like a corner
That's
or something
actually-
somewhere?
Sure.
That's a good
You
idea.
can give cards, maybe?
Or
I don't know, like
Or we
something
can
we
have the
gotta-
person with the summary just put it like a 2 on their token.
like poker chips or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I can put a little number on mine.
Here, I'll see if I can
Something
find
like
like a easy macro or something.
I'm pretty good at keeping track. I'll let you guys know where we are at with the die if you ever ask. I haven't had any problems up until now of keeping track of the die.
And if we use one, you get another. And
Yes.
if you use one, we get another.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a seesaw.
So the total number of die never changes.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's going to be 4d4 in play this session. All right.
Gotcha.
So
And you can't stack them, right?
no, you can only use 1 for any given check.
Hmm.
All right. So as I was saying, you guys are at the bottom of the Foxglove Manor, and sure enough, you find yourselves holding a piece of black stone that you've been able to excavate from the rather ominous and quite possibly evil wall at the basement. Yeah, it's your next step is up to you.
Have any holy water?
And I've got 1 vial left.
Robin's holding this chunk of wall with these 2 mushrooms growing out of it. He's like, do we want to like put this in a vat of holy water and then into the fanny pack?
I only have a vial, dude. I don't have a vat of holy water.
How big is this chunk? Is this like the size of his head?
No, you've managed to excavate a chunk that is about large enough that if you hold it in your hand, wrapped between your 3 of your fingers, so like your thumb, your middle finger, and your index, it's about as large as it can get with your fingers touching each other.
Oh, like golf
Okay.
ball size.
Yeah, about golf ball, a little bit bigger than a golf ball.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right.
And
Well,
like you chunked it out from like where the cheekbone and most of the eye would be. So you got
Okay,
one of the fungus on it. And as you're looking at the stone, like it's not like there's a layer of black stone and then it goes back to being slate. No, it's just like pure black.
so we have one of the 2 eyes.
Yeah, essentially. And it took you more than an hour to excavate it.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
that at least stems the flow by 50%, if I can do math.
Right.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
I would just put it in the fanny pack, because, I mean, it should be alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn my any tool into like a pot or something, and I'm gonna put it in there and then put it in the fanny pack so that it doesn't go around touching all my shit. And then I'm gonna close the lid on it.
All right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I got an extra scroll tube if you want.
It might fit in there. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. I mean, a scroll tube is even a little bit larger than this, I would say, because it's like 3 inches in diameter for a scroll
Yeah,
tube.
yeah.
So
Should
this,
it should fit in there. I'm pretty
yeah, it goes,
confident.
zoop.
Yeah.
You sort of hear
Yep.
it rolling down the side as it goes in.
Cool.
Right?
Nice.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
get
Yeah.
out of
Let's
here.
go. Let's go get those ghouls.
I
Right.
take all the papers and I put them in my little pouch.
Robin will
My-
head out and start climbing up the walls, and he'll start working his way up towards the well.
All right.
Who has red? Who's taking red?
I will.
Okay.
Corbin will grab Red, pick him up,
Okay.
continue walking without any increase in effort.
A weird flex, but okay.
All right. So you guys see
I'm not
Robin
that
start
fat.
to walk up the walls of the cavern, and eventually he is getting to the point where he would be upside down. I can't remember, Robin. Can you actually be upside down
No.
with your abilities?
No,
right,
I don't know the distance, but pretty much once it starts getting to a point where I'm like at a negative incline, like
Yeah.
I have to jump up to the well where it's horizontal, and I can start climbing again.
Yeah, so this isn't going to be easy because this is a domed roof. So you get about like
Oh, okay.
12 feet up, and then it starts being a negative angle, a very gentle negative angle, albeit. But
Okay. That I can climb until it becomes difficult. I'll look up the checks. You deal with everybody else.
All right. So you guys see Robin sort of like very precariously holding up to the ceiling as he's reaching towards the well, and he eventually stops. Like he's getting ready to like get a little bit of momentum and spring towards the opening in the well. All right, Sigus. As you sort of walk aside, you see the two piles, one with somewhat fresh corpses, emanating the stench of death. Sort of smells acrid and almost acidic, with a touch of rust and iron in the air. And you see to the left is the pile of, to your left, to be precise, is the pile of somewhat fresh corpses, and to the right is the pile of bones that have been picked clean. And as you summon your arcane energies, so they sort of form a lens in front of your face for you to look through. You don't detect any kind of magic or any essence coming forth. At least not immediately.
Okay.
It sort of feels like there's a residue of energy going upwards, like along the veins of the slate.
Going upwards, like towards the ceiling?
Yeah, it's sort of it sort of feels like there's an ivy, a crawling ivy, going up towards the ceiling.
Got ya. But I don't see anything up there.
No, it sort of like goes into the ceiling, and then you can't
Got ya.
detect it
Okay.
through solid rock.
Got ya. All right. Just gonna keep going up to climb.
All right. So as you guys head back through the tunnels, sort of crawling up the side of the spiraling staircase and the spiraling chamber, and then heading towards the spiraling staircase. Robin, go ahead and give me a climb check as you reach that sort of point where it's a little bit too inclined to reach
Sure.
towards the well. So you guys are not out of the room when you hear Robin slipping and start to fall. And Robin, it would be around like, whoops, I need to be on the right layer. It would be around this part where you start to, where the angle is a little bit more treacherous. And you're starting to slip, your hands let go of the perches that they have on the rock. And I want everyone to give me a perception check as you're probably
damn it,
have your
Robin.
backs turned to him. All right. So Sigis probably is a little bit further away and like already heading towards the next room. The other two, you sort of hear the as Robin hits the water, having fallen from the ceiling.
I throw the 160 feet of rope that's tied around a waist into the water.
Yep.
You just have a
Go ahead
massive
and
belt
just
of rope
go.
right now.
And I'm literally
Yep.
just like laughing, like
Robin, at this point, you've already gone through this. You already
Yeah.
know that you can manage if you have your flippers.
Yeah.
So you grab onto the very quickly dispatched rope, and soon after are pulled out of the water by Dorbin.
So the ceiling's also kind of slippery. Not gonna lie.
I'm not surprised.
Robin,
I was a little
thank
bit
you
surprised.
for lightening the mood.
Hey, you're
So
welcome.
thanks.
Right?
Want to see
I
me
mean,
do
you
it
definitely.
again?
I mean,
No, we should probably get out of here.
yeah.
All right.
Also, at this
Um,
point, once we get out of this room, Dorbin will untie the rope from himself, and then he's just very terrified at this point.
Long ass fucking tail.
I thought you were gonna say you were gonna tie the rope to yourself and to Robin so that Robin doesn't go
I can pretty much just like help you up this wall. Like I don't think you can fail if I'm sticking to the wall.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So I'll simply ask it this way: are you guys interested in taking any kind of detour on your way back up to the surface?
No,
No.
we probably
No.
don't have time.
In
Yeah,
that
I think we
case-
should.
Yeah. In that case, I'll sort of skip through the different portions of the house as you're making.
But I don't remember how to get back up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
making
but
your
I'm gonna
way.
keep
quick.
detect magic on.
Real quick, because
Ongoing.
Robin's a little bit faster, he's gonna be like, there are some unexplored rooms in the basement. Should I check them out real quick?
Nah.
Nah.
No,
Unnecessary.
we'll come back and we'll like take anything that's not nailed down and really check this place
Yeah.
out because we're heading back
Okay.
to Magnamar anyways,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
This is
Gotcha.
halfway in between, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
In
think we
that
kill ghouls,
case,
pick up red.
in that case, I'm just gonna move you very quickly from here to here, where
But
you
the wine cellar.
first.
I
No,
know.
first.
The wine cellar.
First, you will reach the spiraling staircase that seems to be made out of stones shaped like skulls. And sure enough, it is still there where you left it, and you start your ascent up the staircase, and you eventually reach the basement of the house. Stop me at any point that you would like to make any kind of comment, or if you'd like to make a statement about it. But I'll just show you your path back to the surface. You go through the laboratory once more, seeing the vitraux of Voril in life and death, the cages with their corpses of rats, as well as a now cleared and emptied desk devoid of the reading materials that Sigas has now taken. Making your way around, you see the kitchen once more, and up the stairs will lead
But
you.
the wine. That's when the comment happens. Now we can continue.
The wine. And up the stairs, you reach the entrance hall, where surely enough, the chimera that at some point burnt red nearly to death is still inert and now is not broken, as you guys had at one point slashed through it. But sure enough, that is the door that separates you from possibly freedom.
Well,
Yeah.
it's barricaded, so we need to head to a window.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to this window and look to see if I
That's
can
a door.
see.
That is
No,
a window.
this
Is it a door? That's
That
a
is
window? Hard to tell.
Yeah, you know. And then there's one right here too.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So I'm
Essentially-
gonna look out the window.
If you can see that the map sort of has a little bit of light streaming onto it from the marking, it is a window. Because doors, none of these doors have windows, essentially.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so-
Solera, you wipe some of the grime that has built back up again. You wipe it away, and you can see a little bit into the outside, and it looks like there is no one there. You just see
Look.
the overcast skies and the gulf down the cliff.
Looks clear on my side. Sorbin?
Make his any tool
Uh,
into a sledge.
Dorbin's just gonna smash his window with his war axe.
Well,
All right. Give me a strength check quickly.
Oh god.
and I'm gonna move over so Robin can do our side.
Huh.
As you take your axe to
Hey.
the window, you break through it, and you like the sound of glass breaking doesn't sound like crystal. It almost sounds like the screams of people being slashed apart in your ears.
Unpleasant.
Yep.
Yep.
And the window now lies in pieces, open. Robin, you ready your hand, you crack your knuckles. Hada! You
I'm
hit
using
the
a sledge.
center, and you hear it. The wood crack, but the glass itself doesn't shatter, nor does the window fall out of place.
I'm using a sledge.
Oh, right, you're using the sledge, the multitude. But yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, you take the sledge to it, and similarly, you hear the wood crack. It sort of like looks like the glass panes are angled outwards, but they haven't broken. So like
Hey,
the
Robin, just use this one.
But we will
Robin
go make
hits it
our own
again.
way.
He's like,
Yeah,
sorry, I
Robin.
can't hear you over the sound of this glass getting fucking smashed by a sledge.
Dorbin's just gonna crawl out this window because he just doesn't care anymore.
right. Dorman, you crawl out, and outside you see once more, terrifyingly alive, or at least moving, are several dozen crows standing on the different branches of the trees outside the house, and they one by one start to turn their head towards you and go. "Ah, ah, ah."
Are these ones alive or are they dead?
They,
Like
they,
undead.
they are undead, as far as you can
Okay.
tell. Yeah, there.
Like I just fried like 40 of you guys. I'd advise you get the fuck away from me. If I had extra channels to spare, I would burn them right. I would burn one right now.
How close are they?
They are
And are
literally.
we in turn order?
No, you're currently not in turn order. And
We
there's a good couple dozen of them, like 3 or 4 dozen, hard to count.
It's like a swarm.
It is a swarm. On the very first tree that is right outside the doors.
All right, I'll have Sigus hand me red real quick because obviously I wasn't gonna jump through the window with red in my arms. That'd be weird.
Yeah, you probably put him down on the floor.
Carry me, carry me.
Put the team on your back.
Right?
Easy clap.
And you sort of pass Red along out the window, and Dorbin, you have Red on over one shoulder, the axe on your hand.
And I'll help Sigus through the window as well.
All right.
All right, Robin again.
Yep. Can I just sunder the window with an attack, or does it have to be a strength check?
No, it has to be a strength check specifically. With a second blow from your sledgehammer. You do see for a flash, like a split second, a raven-haired woman sort of looking at you very despondent, very heartbroken. You see your aunt Elle sort of looking back at you as you shatter the window.
That's weird.
Yeah,
What?
it's not the first time that has happened.
Robin's just gonna turn aside later and be like, every time I smash a window in this house, the disgusting, slimy sheen on the window reflects my Auntie Elle. And she always looks really disappointed.
It's probably because she's dead.
Nah, she's super alive. But, I mean, she would be disappointed that I'm smashing the windows and not finding, a more quiet way in. But, I mean, we're kind of trying to break it out. So, yeah.
Do you want to just go through the other door or the other window?
Nah, it's fine. And Robin just starts climbing out.
Okay,
Robin,
bye.
now that you've shattered the window, you crawl out and get a little bit of that refreshing very, very refreshing seaside breeze, sort of leaving some brine on your shoulders and your face as the sort of little speckles of water from the waves crashing against the cliff reach you.
Wait, did he successfully break it open this time?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
second swing
Oh.
sort of crashed it open.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll follow him out this way.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you guys are standing outside for a brief moment. What are you guys doing? There is a you do Dorban and Sigus. You do see the fact that your horses are missing.
Makes
At
sense.
least at least they are not where you tied them off.
Yeah, I figured that would happen.
In the back of your mind, you hear Shadow Mist say,
Yeah, right.
Like I killed 6 of them.
Guys, maybe a unicorn will show up. Because
Right.
I mean,
Can I-
horse, but I have
lawful good virgins. That's female virgins. Those are who the unicorns attract to. Just saying. Just gotta be
Can
lawful good.
keep moving this way
Yeah. So
a little bit more?
yeah. So as you guys head out of the property proper, wow, that is a weird alliteration.
Proper. Property.
Let me just do a quick tweak to the other map because Red is no longer with us in that one.
Sigus would love a horse. He's having a bad day.
He'd also love some bread, but I don't think that's happening either.
It's true.
I have 22
Right now,
rations
I
on me.
have 2 6s and an 8 as core stats. It is no bueno.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh right, because you took all that con damage.
Yeah, I ate all the mushrooms. They're filling my belly. I feel so bloated from bread.
Get thee to a
Bread.
cleric.
So
Oops. Forgot to
the
take the
horses that we
horses out.
fear are not there.
Yeah, there it is.
So that is where you had left them off last time, and they are no longer there.
I am
was
going
like, wow.
to go over to where they were,
All right.
and can I see where the tracks head off?
Yeah. Give me a perception check to see if you can spot the tracks.
I'll also help her.
All
8.
right. So
Beat her by 1.
yeah, amongst the very many tracks of feet and hooves, you spot the hooves of what you have to assume are your horses, sort of almost hidden underneath the several dozen naked feet, clawed feet of ghouls. Give me, if you'd like to start following the set trail, you're gonna need a survival check.
That I'm not good at.
As you're trying not to just spot where there is a hoof print or not, but just like actually follow a track.
Not terrible, but not great.
You are not only not accustomed to it, you probably have never even heard the proper technique to follow a trail, especially in
The
these
worst part
conditions.
is, I have a +5 and I rolled a 2.
I mean, as a bard, I get it, so makes sense.
Robin's just gonna be like, okay, you guys find the horses. I'm just gonna go scout ahead down the
Right.
road. Gonna just bolt.
As you guys start to get away from the mansion, you do hear the and several of the birds take off. And as you sort of turn to look behind you, you see that about a good couple dozen birds have taken off and are flying overhead in circles
Above us?
above you. Yeah, in a wide circle, and this is pretty high up. It almost looks like vultures waiting for their food to be ready.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Gross.
If any come within 40 feet, I'm gonna blast them with Disrupt Undead.
All right.
Can you? Dumb question.
Yes,
Can you sense motive crows?
you can.
There are
Okay.
penalties, but yes.
Yeah.
There are
Different
some
species, but yeah.
Yep. Also
Okay, so
undead. Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
It's not gonna be
two
easy.
racial barriers.
Yeah.
It's like -10 or some shit like that.
It looks like they are expecting you to die, and they're ready to gnaw on your bones once you're properly prepared.
okay. I feel like that may be our cue to keep walking.
Yeah, I mean, I can't follow these tracks with all these ghoul prints everywhere, so
Yeah, I mean, at least we can head toward Sandpoint, I guess, and
Yeah.
try further down or something.
Right?
I'm gonna ask Korax to go and check out the area and see if he can see the horses. But if anything like attacks them, to fly straight back to us.
All right. Yeah, you see Korak sort of peeking their black head out of your coat. Look up directly to the sky. See that there's like several murder of crows above you, circling you. Sort of looks at you. Really?
You don't have to.
I mean, it might not be a good idea because those crows
Yeah,
may
you
just
can't
immediately kill him.
outfly them. That makes sense. I don't know if he was faster or not. The swarm? Are swarms just
I'm-
as fast as the base animal? Yes.
Yeah.
I assume
Yeah.
so.
It's like I'm pretty confident in my flying car, but as they sort of shimmy their way back into the coat. No.
Even though I was surprised to see that any undead can still fly without magical assistance.
Yeah.
But on our way. Let's
I
start heading to
don't
Sandpoint.
believe I don't believe you've tried to identify these creatures, by the way. So if you'd like to give
I
me
mean,
a knowledge
Oh.
religion,
Yeah.
Hey, hey, thanks for that. I'm like sense
Oh.
motive.
At least I got that out of the way
Bruh.
now. Told you, I'm not a
Let's
book
see.
cleric. I'm a battle cleric.
all right. So Sigus and Celera, now that you've gotten a perhaps a little bit of a calmer look at them, Celera, you probably recall stories of a paladin having slain several of these heinous creatures in old tales. And Sigus, you probably read mentions of them in passing almost, related to ghouls and other kind of self-propagating undead. These creatures are carrion storms, and they get that name because they are swarms of carrion-eating birds. Traditionally, or most commonly, ravens, as they tend to feast on corpses that have been infected by ghouls and other types of undead.
Got ya.
Basically are like vultures, but in crow. Gross.
Yep, this is a pathogen vector, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
And what
So-
did you say they're called?
carrion storms, as in a storm of carrion.
Of carrion.
Storm of Karens. Oh no.
Accurate.
Where's the manager?
Good thing there are no crowns associated with this, otherwise we'd be in a new adventure path.
Wow.
But don't.
That's pretty good. Robin, go ahead and give me a perception check as you're running ahead of the party and trying to scout. All right. It looks like the sort of like the most obvious footwork, the footprints, lead down the main path to the gate, out through the gate, which has been rent open outwards. And they continue out of the property. And as far as you can tell, there are no signs of Shadow Mist or Sourdough.
That's not okay. Like, how fucked up are? Does it look like something huge barreled through here, right through the gates?
No, more like a swarm of well, not a
Okay.
swarm, but a horde of undead went through it.
Okay. All right, I thought like there was just this huge breach in the gate, and I'm like,
No. The gate itself, which is about like somewhere between 10 and 15 feet wide, and you had closed it, has been pushed open from the inside, which is against the sort of restraints that the so
Okay.
against
Oh, it's
the
against the
natural.
hinges.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the hinges
Okay.
have been broken, and the bars have sort of been slightly bent outwards from the top first.
All right. Well, let's keep going.
Yeah, I would assume that I told them if they were in danger to leave, and so I am assuming that that's what they did,
Most likely.
which is fine with.
We haven't been in
My
this
guess
map
is they
for
ran back to Sandpoint, but we'll see.
we haven't been on this map for a while, folk.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
The only thing I worry about is if we encounter the ghouls and don't have like a way to kind of run away if we get overdone, but I don't think we have another option. I just wanted to throw that out there.
so the way from here to Sandpoint is a long journey, especially on foot. If you recall, getting here took you quite a few hours on horseback, and on foot it's going to be even longer.
Is there another like any settlement like nearby in between?
Nope.
Does anybody
Well,
have a
fair.
boat?
Robin can't see the horses out along the road past the gate, right?
Nope.
Yeah. So Robin's gonna head back and be like, "No sign of horses. Do you want me to go ahead, catch the attention of the ghouls, maybe bring them back here, or just stop them?"
So the ghouls have been running for a couple hours now.
Yeah.
Let's just all move together.
Okay.
Yeah.
They
they
probably
can-
they will likely be at Sandpoint by the time we get there.
I just know that I can catch up to them, but you guys are just gonna keep pace without horses.
Unless, except for once we tire. Like the ghouls won't tire, right?
Neither will I.
It's fair.
So I can go, if I go up behind them while they're on their way, I can catch up. I might find them before they get to Sandpoint, and they will either continue to Sandpoint ignoring me so I can pick them off with a bow and arrow, or they'll just come after me and start running away from Sandpoint chasing me.
Like
I hate that I kind of like that idea.
I think what we do, I think it makes it. Why don't we stay together for a little bit and see if the crows leave? Because then Corax can go with you, potentially. Or I don't know.
I mean, technically, you can just have him
can
carry
just go.
Korax.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
The issue is that if Korax tries to come back and our wonderful buddies above attack him before he
Absolutely.
can deliver a message.
Yeah, I can't do anything. Well, I can use the bombs, actually. I can fuck them up with a bomb.
Yeah. So, anyways, like I
Yeah,
think if you go, yeah,
If we can lose the crows and have Korax go with you, that would be. Or even just scout if Korax can scout ahead once
Hold
we're
on.
past.
Let me test something. And Robin's just gonna sprint out the gate and see if the crows stay over those three or follow him.
They stay over the three. As you sort of break away about 200 feet away, it looks like the circle of doom and gloom above you stays with the party.
because they're one unit.
Yep.
Robin sort of shrugs, is like, he's standing 200 feet away, shrugging, like,
Yeah.
I say we just move together
Okay.
because
Okay.
I don't want Robin to get caught out by himself.
Sure.
Right. So, are you guys then walking as one group slowly back towards Sandpoint? It is going to be
Yeah.
a long walk.
Can we spend 1 hour hustling
Try
and
and
then 1
find-
hour walking and then 1 hour hustling?
Sure. If
Or
you
do
were
we
to,
try and find the horses? Like,
Because
Or,
every
I mean,
consecutive hour of hustling Oh wait, no, it's literally upon second hour everybody becomes fatigued. All right, JK, never mind. We probably just hustle for an hour and then walk the rest of the way.
Yeah,
Right.
that's fine.
So it's
We
we
can
get
hustle for an hour
6
together, and then Robin can break off.
What if we like? Does it make sense to spend like 15 minutes and try and do like find the horses like a little more thoroughly?
No.
I mean, I can take a standard action and see if they're within 400 feet of us.
it would be
Yep.
amazing. How do you do that?
Locate object. I'll locate the saddle.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Yeah, you can do that.
Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe
I'll
move
cast-
a little further away from the manor just to maximize its range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So you guys walk for about 20 minutes so that you're pretty far from the manor, and then Dorban, you want to cast Locate Object.
Yeah.
Right. So what are you exactly?
So it's actually 600. Anything. It's a. I'm searching for specifically Shadowmare's exact saddle because if I picture an exact object, I can find that exact object as
Right.
long as it's within 620 feet of me currently. If
Right.
it is not, it fails. And
So what distinguishes Shadow Mist's saddle from any other saddle?
I mean, I know that saddle, so I'm picturing that specific saddle.
I mean, it is a pretty mundane item on a horse that is not yours. Which is why I'm asking, what part of
But
it?
it's the one that I rode on this entire
Mm,
time.
No, you've
I was
been
riding
riding
bitch on Whistler, wasn't I?
Were you? No, I thought you were riding on
Because I
Saturday.
thought. I mean, I thought that I was on Shadow Mist because it was the heftiest horse. Because I'm a big
Yeah.
person.
Big boy.
Like, I'm fat
Yes.
as fuck.
Yes,
Yeah,
no,
'cause
you're right.
Sigus and Red were riding together. and
Yes,
Dorban-
yes. I was getting the two confused.
When we were like sprinting away, like that whole like weird like well situation,
Mhm.
I was not on Shadowmere at that point.
Yeah, no,
True.
you're right.
But-
On your way here, you were on Shadow
Shadow
Mist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you picture that sort of saddle that has a little bit of like a on the back end has a pair of red handkerchiefs sort of tied on the back. And as you think back to it, you stretch out your senses. You magically induced consciousness into the air, trying to reach out to locate this object. And as far as you can tell, there's no reaction coming back to you.
Yeah, they're nowhere near us currently.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
assuming they went back to Sandpoint.
yeah. I mean that's usually
Okay.
what trained horses do is they go back
'Cause
to
that's
where they're
what
stabled.
That's what I told her was, if there's danger, go. And I know that's where she would have gone, is back to her stable. So,
Yeah.
unless something
Alright.
happened, which I'm not going to think about.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
Onward.
If
yeah,
you
we'll hustle for the first hour for 6 miles, and then we get 3 miles an hour from that point on.
All right. So marching normally from here to Sandpoint will take about 6 hours if you take a break in between. Otherwise, it will take about, let's see, it's 6,
No breaks. No
7,
breaks.
8. There's 8 miles to cover essentially. So marching. Actually, that doesn't.
If it's 8 miles, it takes us 2 hours.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's that is assuming that you're walking on flat terrain and not through more lands.
We're walking on the road, which should be flat terrain.
Well, from the manor to the road
Oh.
is, and then also there are bends and curves, so it's
Yeah.
not like a straight line. But
And also-
after the hustle hour, how far do we get to the road after an hour?
So
or-
after an hour, you will most definitely have reached the main road. You will be around.
Here?
Yeah, around at the halfway point to where you found Ruben.
Okay, so about here.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So this point, you guys are gonna start getting tired. Robin's once again gonna ask, "Do you want me to go check ahead, or do you want me to stick with you guys?
I think you should.
And are
just
the
stick with
crows
us
still
personally.
following us, or did they stay behind?"
So the crows are still above you, so circling. And they have been keeping pace with you, and they don't seem to be tiring anytime soon.
Real quick,
Yes.
Silera, would you
Yeah.
mind coming with me for a moment?
Sure.
Robin's just gonna, hold Silera's hand and walk, like 60 feet away from Dorvin and Sigus.
See what you're doing.
Yep.
You
And then he sort of
see,
stops, looking.
yeah, I'm guessing you're trying to see what happens with the crows to this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see them sort of disperse for a moment, and they're sort of flying erratically for a bit, and then they end up circling above the two of you, the two that are ahead.
Robin just kind of looks at Silera like, so they like you.
Okay. So what do we do?
You want to try and piss them off?
Sure.
All right.
Can I hear any of this?
They're within earshot, and the place all around you is completely silent.
No animals. at
No
all.
animals at all. You
Alright.
just hear every now and then a.
All right. I'll walk over to Robin and be like, just leave them alone. If they attack us while we're attacking the ghouls, that's what I want to happen, because then I can channel kill them and hurt the ghouls all at the same time. It's the reason I didn't kill them as soon as I walked out the window.
Okay.
So
Fair
That's
just
enough.
fair.
ignore them. Let's just keep walking.
All right.
And I say we stick together.
Sure.
Okay.
Robin sticks by Silera because they're obviously onto her for some
All right,
reason.
as you head back to the group, reform. The crows are still circling above you. Are you guys still marching back towards Sandpoint altogether?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Then, as you get past the bridge where you originally found Ribbon, it is around here that you do spot the fact that the footprints that have been sort of trailing around on the dirt road start to break towards the tree lines, and it looks like they're sort of dispersing.
That's bad.
That's real bad. Wait, which tree
To
line?
the east and west, or
Scattering in all directions except back towards the manor.
Oof.
Can I? Is it even possible to try and find horse tracks again, or
You could try.
okay?
Now that
Survival
there's
check, you said?
a perception check first to see if you can spot the existence or non-existence of horse tracks. I mean, it is the main road connecting Magnamar and Sandpoint, so there are multiple hoof prints. However, the ones that look the freshest and sort of like the better defined ones seem to be heading towards Sandpoint.
Okay, so that's good.
If you'd like more information about them, then I'm gonna need a survival check.
Sure, why not? Worst that can happen is not a good roll. So, hey,
All
not
right, there
bad.
you go. Yeah, there's a pair of hoof prints, most likely from two horses, one much deeper than the other, heading towards Sandpoint.
Away.
Now, Robin's going to turn to Dorvin and be like, look, I'm real concerned that the fact that a bunch of ghouls have spread off in a bunch of different directions, and they might come back to bite us in the ass.
You guys suddenly hear the caw, 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 as the
Yeah, exactly.
crows,
That's what I'm saying.
the
Yeah, it's
crows
likely that they're
above
nearby
you.
now.
The crows above you disperse.
Shit. Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Going where?
Eastward.
I'm gonna pull out my bow.
Well, the farms.
Yeah, towards the farms.
Woo woo.
Maybe they're
Well-
amassing in the farmlands. I say we
mean-
get back to Sandpoint.
Like, yeah, like I think if there's a whole bunch, like I don't know how many we could take ghouls.
Yeah.
Like we could take without red, right? Like just between like you, Silent, like, because you all couldn't. I'm the only one and who's immune from the paralysis.
In a
But
forest,
one hit
I
will
could
kill
do
me.
pretty well.
Yeah, but if it's just you two trying to hold the line, a front line against like multiple enemies, like they're gonna get around you, and I think they'll really. Silaria will probably hold her own.
As a group, I don't think we can take on that many
No, I don't
without
think so either.
somebody
No.
dying. So I say we get back to Sandpoint,
For sure.
Okay.
to defensible walls, and we can just bolster the defenses there.
Yeah. Yeah, or even like just go in, like heal up, grab some stuff. Like better would be better at like riding out like with some horses and like
Yeah,
maybe a
Like
nice
honestly, if
mercenary.
we pick up like Ruben and Simon and
Gregory, yeah.
Yeah,
and like then all of
Arman.
us go out.
Maybe Shalelu if she's back.
Yeah, and I mean
Yeah.
anybody else that is willing to march out with us, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
all right, let's go. We can't keep talking. Let's fucking hustle.
All right,
Yeah.
sounds good.
I'm gonna put my bow away, and then I'm gonna take my my what do I have? I don't know, another weapon that I have.
You have a
rapier.
I
rapier
think
and
you
a
have a
spear.
rapier.
That's what it is. My rapier while I'm walking, just in case.
All right. And you guys.
Can Dorman keep an eye on where the crows, like see if they go down before he loses sight of them?
They start heading down a little bit. They start to lose a little bit of altitude as they're heading east. But it doesn't look like they're like coming down immediately to land. It looks like they're slowly descending.
All right.
Let's like keep a wide fucking berth and just watch where they go.
Yeah.
And
Fuck
then
you!
if they turn
no, go!
I mean, you're gonna be behind them. They won't know you're coming.
And if they turn around, just fly back to us.
Yeah.
Corax just looks at you, Sigus, to see what you want him to do. Like, please don't send me. Sort of eyes.
All right. If the crow looks like he
Yeah.
doesn't want to go, Robin's gonna be like, "Don't give me those puppy dog eyes." All right, fuck it.
Really not
Alright.
gonna go. I'm not gonna send him. Like he is, like he's not like doesn't have to do everything I say. It's a partnership.
No, I mean,
so,
yeah,
That's fair.
he's one of us for sure.
Yes.
He's one of the boys.
Yeah.
you you feel him sort of
Even if he
bri-
is 70% sass.
Except when it comes
Aren't
to
we all?
actually going into combat, yeah. Yeah, no, you feel Korax sort of rub the back of their head against your chest and then sort of make themselves comfy inside of the robes.
Oh.
You should get a bird sling.
A baby Bjorn per bird. A birdie Bjorn.
How much does Mithril Raven full plate cost?
I mean,
Actually,
it's impossible.
It is possible to
lot.
do, but it is really expensive.
Well,
I'm kidding.
it wouldn't be able to fly. You can't fly in heavy armor.
It's
No.
medium armor.
It's Mithril.
It's medium armor.
He wouldn't be able to
Anyways.
fly on anything that is heavier than light,
It's fair.
because
Yeah.
anything that
I
slows
also
him
wouldn't
down.
be able to lift him then. in
Yeah,
that.
I mean, you could do a mithril breastplate,
Yeah,
you
and that
could-
would be
Yeah.
considered light, and then you could fly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just bear in mind that it would be 2, 4, 8,
It
6,
was mostly a joke.
16 times the normal cost for breastplate.
Oh,
Worth it.
ouch.
Korax
And it's
is worth it,
mithril
okay?
too, so that just
That's
adds a
such a
nice
flex.
cha-ching.
Mithril is a flat bonus, fortunately.
Yeah, it's a flat foot.
Yeah.
And it's
And you-
actually less because it's smaller.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you think that Korax is sassy already?
Give him some magic fucking armor.
Believe
Some shiny armor? Oh shit.
Doesn't go after shinies. I am the shiny.
Spends all day looking in the mirror.
becomes the crab from Moana. I'm so
Oh,
shiny.
Shiny.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh, that's great.
All right, so with the overhead crows of doom having dispersed above you, what are you guys doing?
Head back to
Onward to
Yeah.
Sandpoint.
All right,
Sounds
you
a
resume
straight
your
regular
march,
road. Yeah.
and as
During-
you're, sorry, go ahead.
I was just wondering, during this time, am I getting like actively worse? Or is this like a slow
Like
You're still throwing
you
out much.
feel your stomach has gone like dry, which is a really strange feeling. Like you feel really hungry at the same time quite thirsty, but you don't feel your stomach revolting all the time. So it has
Kinda
sort of
like-
stabilized.
Yeah.
I can create water if you want me to.
I mean,
Like, I
you'll
have
just
some
hydrate the
water.
mushrooms.
Yeah,
You can
don't
just
hydrate the mushrooms.
start eating Red's fingers. Everyone knows you're hungry for flesh at this point.
Hilariously, bread would work really well here because it would dry out your stomach.
Guys, we already went over this. I'm out of bread.
I have
Anyway.
22 sets of rations that include bread, I'd imagine.
Yeah,
You want one.
there's flatbread, not normal bread, but yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's
bread's
ration bread, which is like hella stale.
It's like
Think
super
llama's
dry.
bread.
That's the
like
It's
I mean-
like more dry
hard
bread.
Yeah.
pack.
Yeah. I mean, I think technically like the outer shell is like super stale, but then the inside's still kind of soft. So
Yeah, what you
it would be
usually
like,
do. What you usually do with the ration bread is you'll stop to cook your food or like make a quick like soup out of dry ingredients, and you'll put your bread on top of the pot to sort of soak up the humidity, and then you shave off the outermost layer, and then you have a sort of soggy, soft bread to eat.
what
Soup
we
bowl.
should is put the soup into the bread
Yeah.
as a bread.
You
Tim
can also
Hortons
do
does
that,
that.
yes.
Yeah.
Eat the bread, Sigus.
Hashtag bread bowl.
I mean, I don't think it matters because he's going to need water. So even if we water whatever's inside him, that's fine. Give me a bit and I'll cure it. I just
Okay.
like it'll have to be tomorrow that I can try to fix it again.
Okay.
Alright. So you guys are resuming your
Ow.
march as probably Robin is handing over a piece of bread to Sigus to eat
Yeah.
while you walk. All right, yeah. So you slow down for a bit as yeah. So you slow down a little bit as Sigus has to like eat as he's walking, so he needs to walk a little, just a tiny bit slower, just not to choke on his food. But sure enough, like the roads are clear, nothing comes at you, but there's that eerie silence accompanying you. And as you guys reach around this point, about it's been about 40 more minutes, a little bit less, maybe half an hour after you sort of stopped to watch the crows, you do see up on the above on the hills, sort of exposed as it's built on like the mountainside. Um, is the sanatorium that you know of, and you do see like there are a few crows sort of flying above it. Like the sky around here has already cleared. The sort of stormy overcast is mostly over the coast, and you do spot like the sort of cloud formation of crows sort of abating and flying in circles around the house.
B? Can I
Sandpoint?
No,
can I check the tracks again?
crematorium.
Make sure that they're still going in this direction.
Yeah, you've sort of been able to keep track of them.
Okay.
And they seem to be in general going on the road. Every now and then you
Okay.
see that they go into the grass to cut a cut through the forest a little bit and then go back to the road.
Okay.
And likewise, you do spot here and there that there are tracks from clawed feet coming from the forest, running through the road and then back into the forest, heading northwards towards Sandpoint.
So they're chasing the horses.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Good thing known as fish was attached to Shadow Man.
You're welcome.
No, known as
Oh.
fish you guys gave to Ruben. It was
Well,
sourdough.
it was sourdough.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's all this. Shadow
How
Mist
can-
is the only one that matters.
How can you say that sourdough and known as fish are the same?
You're like, how dare you?
It's not like we mixed them up for 2 sessions.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Not like I did it all the time. But yeah, you guys continue down the road, or up the road, because you're heading north. Sure enough, like, silence. And then as you're getting closer to Sandpoint, and you do spot the plumes of black smoke rising from the town, you still have like a natural barrier of forest separating you and the city. You do spot like the bigger of the buildings, like the cathedral, sort of rises above the horizon in the forest line. You do spot that like the terrain around these parts has changed a little bit dramatically. There's stone spikes growing from the floor where there was not too long ago a flat terrain. And you do spot a what looks like a larger willow tree sort of hanging over the road that was most definitely not there before, and it looks like vibrant with energy, as well as the road has been sort of overgrown with vines, and you see the sort of dried up ground has been broken apart as these roots have taken place.
What the fuck?
Hey,
my
hey,
God.
Sigus, did somebody cast a spell to do this stuff? Does any of these effects ring a bell on a spell?
My Uncle Thane used to do something like this.
Also,
My
some of
brain.
you may have seen maybe Ra do something like similar to this. I don't
Like-
know. I'm not
Yeah.
sure
Oh
if it's
yeah,
like you
Yeah,
take
this-
both
cast
this-
roots.
Yeah.
You guys have seen before the effects of entanglement.
Yeah.
This looks like entanglement and a few other spells have been thrown about, judging from the terrain effects. Sigus, you can give me a knowledge, a spellcraft, if you'd like to identify what has been used.
Yeah.
Could be Shillelagh.
Thank
Hell
God.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Definitely entangle has been used. That has been
Okay.
the cause for the road being broken apart. The tree, you're not sure, because you don't remember a spell that summons a tree or grows a tree from scratch. But the spikes seem to be either mold earth to create a barrier or some similar use of earth-based magic. Probably a little bit more
Cool.
offensive, judging from the dangerous-looking shape they've taken.
Some kind of deranged hermit with magic, perhaps.
I feel like you're insulting Ra right now.
No, I was just saying like some kind of
Hoorah.
druid. But yes, I see
Oh.
that now.
Oh no. Ghoul Ra.
Oh no. Also, technically, there's a druid spell that you can turn a quarterstaff into a tree. Well,
Oh, cool.
there's a tree in it, to be fair,
Oh,
Nice.
That's
which
better.
is way more terrifying.
This is way better. Otherwise, you're like, and now I turn my quarterstaff into a nice birch tree, and they're like, cool.
But why?
because I'm swinging at your head and then turning it into a tree and dropping it on you.
Yeah.
That's
To be fair, there's also a druid spell that makes you turn yourself into a tree, and you can just sit there and watch it.
Yeah, tree
pretty
shape.
sure we had a wand of that.
You have a wand of that spell.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And it
We
also has
do?
produce flame on it.
Yeah.
No, that's a
But
different
currently
wand.
nobody can reliably use it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
It's a DC 20 use magic device.
guys, what are you guys doing with the information that you've acquired? If
Is
anything.
the entangle active?
Doesn't look like it. It looks like it was placed and then it sort of just left the side effects of it.
Yeah,
So
Robin's just
we
gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just keep going. Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
As
Can I
you
do a
continue,
perception check to see if there's any like traps or anything? I don't know. This looks sketchy.
Yeah.
sure, go
Same.
ahead and give me a perception check.
Nah, man, seems fine.
Yikes.
Damn. Rolling like shit.
Rolling a 2. Yeet.
Sorry, I think I got like a 7. Oh no, 5. Ooh.
Is no one else gonna roll perception?
Robin's not looking. Robin's
Yeah.
like, no.
He
This
thinks
is a
it's fine.
battlefield. I think we're fine.
You would.
I mean,
Alright.
any good battlefield
So,
has traps in it.
Dwarven, you recognize the telltale signs of not traps, but what looks like a invitation to a battlefield. The ground has been cleared in such a way that the cut down nature has been sort of like trunks and stones that have been removed from the sides. has been shaped into a natural sort of barrier, sort of funneling you down into the road and towards or away from
Ah.
Sandpoint. And
Gotcha.
sure enough, as you guys break through the tree line, you guys are greeted by what looks like a very precariously constructed wooden tower by the Rock River entrance that has 4 archers on top, all with their arrows knocked in place, and somebody shouting, "Hold!"
Wow.
Hell yeah.
As we were getting closer, I was gonna start putting pebbles with the light spell and just chucking them into the air, and then once they hit, do another one and chuck it up in the. But no, that's fine. Well, I mean, we'll stop.
I'm just gonna shout, "Hey,
Sup?
we're the heroes of Sandpoint."
Hi, I'm Chad. I mean,
Epic crossover.
Again.
Salera, it's not you. They shout.
Maybe?
who's asking?
Right? I just all of a sudden get like kind of like nervous, like maybe?
Ready? He shouts upwards towards the tower, and you see the archers sort of ready the arrows.
Robin stands in front of her. Nope, not happening. Guys, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Are you gonna shoot at the heroes of Sandpoint? Fuck off.
You guys are standing about like let's see how far it would be actually. So you have the actual scale. You're about 300 feet, as I imagined. And like you can see like, I mean, it's 300 feet away. They can't really tell if you are you or if you're looking like a ghoul. So they're like, all right, ready, as they ready their bows.
I'm just gonna start singing.
I mean, honestly, I want to see them
Don't do
take
it.
this shot.
I'm just gonna
I
start singing
don't.
to prove that I
Robin
am
will get
actually
hit.
Calera.
I really
Yeah, there you
don't
go.
want them to see them take this shot.
All right,
Start
Salera,
singing.
what do you sing?
I'm gonna sing my fun French bard song.
French part song.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Give me a performance oratory.
Yup.
Yeah. So as you start to sing, you sort of catch the attention of everyone. Sort of, they start to lower the bow slightly, and the person leading the group sort of, hold, lower your bows, and yeah, you guys start hearing Salera singing in what to us sounds like French. And in character, she is singing in Corvosan. Oh, Shelaxin, technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the leader of the guard, or at least this detachment of guards, sort of shouts, "All right, just come on in," as he's sort of gesturing with his hands to approach.
Okay, and I stop singing.
Yeah.
As we're walking up now, Dwarves are like, "Hey, do we know if ghouls can sing or not?"
I mean, they can talk.
I'd assume they could sing, right?
Yeah, I mean, if Aldern was that, I guess functional in his facilities, then yeah, I mean, he probably could have sang, but
That's true.
Yeah, I feel like this is a bad thing for them to be doing. Like, just come in just because we can sing. I mean, to be fair, it was a beautiful song. Don't get me wrong.
I don't think
any
anybody
ghouls
else
would do that.
could. Yeah, no, they can't
Yeah.
do that shit.
To be fair though, and this is for you, you guys know this. Up until now, the ghouls that you have faced, with the exception of Aldern, have all sounded
Brain dead.
not necessarily brain dead, but incredibly winded, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
as probably they have had either holes in their chest or their throats. That being said, as you start to get closer to the bridge, you do see that several layers of wooden fences, not fences, but like barricades with spikes have been placed on the inside coast, sort of protecting the town. There's a few towers along the side of the Tarandarok River, wooden towers. And you do see the pillaring smoke columns, pitch black, sort of rising from several different locations in the city. And as you're sort of greeted by the guard person at the bridge, sort of looks you over and says, "Oh, good lord! Welcome back. Welcome back. Sorry about the rough greeting."
That's all right.
That's
Honestly, I
okay.
understand.
We welcome
How are things?
Uh, been hard. He sort of smiles. Yeah, no. We just dealt with the largest attack until now. We've been fighting. We haven't taken a shift in 10, 12 hours, I think. Can't really tell. So, good to see you back. Have we seen the last of them then?
It seems like there's at least some crows up on the Ashen Hills, I believe is the
Yeah.
name of it.
All right.
If anything, it looks like there might be some scattered, not really organized groups. But you guys look pretty beat. How about I stay at this tower? You guys take these guys back to see the mayor.
First question: have you seen our horses?
Oh,
Yeah.
also that.
Yeah. We saw a couple of horses coming in. We shot at them, thinking that it might be a couple ghoul horses, but they they proved to be a lot harder to hit than we were expecting. Um, and we recognized Shadow Mist. She managed to stop before she trampled me. So we took her in.
I'm just gonna kind of giggle a little bit at him saying that stop before trampled him, just because it's just a little bit funny that he shot at her and then yes.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna hide it. I'm just gonna be like,
All right. Give me a bluff check. Because you're trying not to laugh in this guard's face.
It's funny because at this point she's like, "Oh, shit."
No,
Easy clap.
Salera does have a pretty good poker face.
Yeah.
She is a professional entertainer. But yeah, he was like, yeah, that's so we did take them back to the garrison. We appreciate the offer, Robin, but we are under orders to stay here. We don't want to fuck up the system. Go talk to Sheriff Baylor, and ask him if he can send someone.
Okay.
Oh, and don't worry about any more attacks. I mean, we're here now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got this.
yeah.
He gives you a smile, and
How many guards is it?
There's
Four?
5 guards here. Like him is he
Oh, okay.
is down on the ground, and there's 4 people on the different levels of the tower. And as you guys
And
are
how
sort of,
competent are the guards?
I mean, you haven't seen them fight, but he looks quite able-bodied.
Okay. Fair.
But yeah, as you guys are sort of heading into the town, across the bridge, you do spot that there's a couple of guards passed out with their backs against the wall of the establishment, right beside the bridge. They have their helmets sort of leaning forward, blocking their eyes, and they are still in armor, passed out with their weapons on the floor next to them. And as you start to walk the streets, you see that there's no one out. Most of the houses have been closed and their windows boarded up from the inside. Um, and you do spot like barricades every other block of like every other street. You find another layer of barricades. There's no one manning them, but there are barricades in place.
Got ya. Like fallback spots.
Yo, it's like Rona, but like D&D edition.
Yeah, it happened at the same time, for the record, and it progressed basically at the same speed.
Yep.
Yeah, and there was also a bat involved.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah,
Fine. It's far away. It's fine. Oh fuck. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so are we going to Sheriff Baylor first or Mayor Devrin?
Let's go sheriff first.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys see this thing again where every now and then you find another layer of barricades, and it is quite obviously set up in a way that you're walking through the streets and you feel like you are uh, sort of encountering the barricades set up to block your path.
Mhm.
And
As it should be.
Yeah, as you sort of avoid the barricades, walking slowly around them, you do eventually get to the garrison. You guys at this point would be probably be feeling pretty tired. You've been walking
Probably
for.
Robin will actually climb up a building and walk along the roofs, just like back home. You know,
Yeah.
the shingles. Yeah.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Sure. Don't do it, Anakin. I have the high ground.
As you're walking along the shingles of one of the roofs, you sort of pop one of the shingles. It sort of cracks under your foot, and you hear someone screaming under beneath you inside of the home. Going,
Oh.
"Oh God, they're coming for me!"
Nah, you're good.
Great.
Do the people on the street hear the scream?
There's no one on the streets. They're
Us.
completely empty.
I'm talking about us.
Oh yes, you would hear this.
Nah, you're good. And I just continue to light step
Robin,
from that point.
why are you up there?
Because there are barricades in the way. Duh.
Oh my god.
Now I'll light step so I don't do that.
Wait, oh fuck, whoops.
Shit,
Yeah.
my bad.
So, first off, apologies if I destroyed someone's ears by doing the scream, but
No,
I
it's
think
No,
all
we're
right.
good.
it was
Anyways.
absolutely necessary. But yeah, you guys climb down from the rooftop on the final block because there is no jumping from one building to the other in that area. And you guys arrive at the sort of combo of face-to-face buildings. On one side, you have the garrison. On the other hand, you have the town hall. So, which one do you go into?
Garrison.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys walk past a couple guards who look extremely tired. And when I say guards, it looks more like civilians with a spear and a helmet, but wearing
Militia.
clothes. Yeah, very much
Yeah.
militia. And they like see you, and you see them sort of like go from being these sort of slumped down rags, used rags of people, to like a smile starts to spread across their face, and they sort of one of them drops their weapon, and they sort of come. Who's leading the party right now?
Dorbin.
Right? Yeah. Dorban, they sort of
Still
Also
holding
note
red.
that I'm note that I have red in my arms dead.
Oh, good point. Yeah, no. They sort of
Just sleeping.
cover their mouth, but they look across the party, and you see them sort of like there is a still smile on them as they're trying to cover their mouth. You see like a tear start to well in their eyes, And as they come close to you, Dorban, they sort of fall to their knees and grab onto your shoulder, and they go like, "Is it over?"
I mean, we got the worst of it at the very least. It's not completely over. I don't think there's still some ghouls that we'll have to kill, but nothing to worry about.
When he says we,
Also, at this point,
Robin gestures. We have to kill.
Yeah, and at this point, Dorban will remember that he is in fact carrying a dead body. And be like, actually, I probably should take this to the church.
Yeah, probably a good idea, bud.
him to the
Mhm.
church. I want to specify I actually mean him, not this.
Yeah.
He's not an object right now.
Yeah,
Well,
you.
Well, he
Technically-
is,
I mean, technically, he is an
an
object,
Technically-
but
object right now. He died. He is not there. He is an object of most certainly.
but yeah,
You see the person who's still holding onto their weapon. They're sort of using it as a walking, to stabilize themselves. And they go like, Jack, get back up! As you see the man that sort of fell to his knees has his hands on the floor and is starting to push himself up, and he's sort of kneeling, putting his hands together, and he's starting to pray, essentially.
I'm gonna touch
Pray
him
to
and
the god
I'm gonna
of
touch his
half-elves,
head and
Red.
cast light on his head, just because I think it's kind of funny.
All right, yeah. You see, like he's got
Or his helmet, I guess.
Yeah,
technically.
he's got his eyes closed. But I think he can feel the fact that you put your hand on them, and you see like a tear still streaming down his face, and he's got a little bit of a smile on his face. And the other person there, he is also a man, about mid-20s. Both of them look pretty young. One is mid-20s, the other one is mid-30s. And the one on his knees is the elder of the two.
Yeah.
The younger one is sort of like smiling at this point, like, through it, we got through it. Yeah. All right, so Dorban, are you then turning around and going towards the cathedral?
And be like, you guys go ahead and talk to the sheriff.
Yep.
Since we're talking to him first, make sure you just give him the tactical information he's going to need to know, and then the other stuff we'll share with the mayor.
You got it.
All right, and then he's gonna hustle off
Robin
to the.
will handle the tactical responses.
Yeah.
And before Dorman leaves, he'll be like, "No, Celera, you do all of the talking."
Okay, I
Bruh.
can-
We can do the talking.
It's okay. I like listening to her talk. It's fine.
I would like to point out that you tried to climb a slippery ceiling and fell into the water again.
Yeah.
And then
but
Dorman
it
will
made
turn around and
Cylera
just walk
laugh,
away.
So hey, what? All right.
Okay, let's go. Let's find him. Let's do this.
All right. Yeah. So you guys walk past the two guards. Dorban is sort of breaking apart from the party and going northwards towards the cathedral. So you guys walk in, and you don't immediately see Sheriff Baylor anywhere. You do spot a guard, or at least what looks like a guard. He's got the tabard on that with the sort of greenish, dark greenish colors of Sandpoint's emblem. Actually, no. Hang on. Let me double check because I think I'm confusing the different tokens, the different shields for the houses.
Pretty sure it's a white tabard with a big sun on it, and the
Nope,
guy
it's blue and
does a
green.
T pose and says
No.
praise.
No, it isn't. I'll show you, in fact, because I didn't think you guys have seen the shield, the coat of arms for Sandpoint. So you see this man with a tabard that is half blue and half green, with a broken tower and a sun on top of it.
How appropriate.
Yeah, which represents the broken old light.
I mean, I was gonna say the broken fucking gate that we blew. Never mind.
Yeah, the wall we blew up.
That's why Robin chuckles like, "Oh yeah, how yeah."
But yeah, you guys see what at first looks like a guard, and as they raise their head, to look at you guys. You see a glint of a smile in their eyes, but their mouth is covered. He sort of removes their helmet and sort of like puts it down, and you recognize at this point that it is Grigori, who lowers his mouth, and you can see his sort of fucked up, burnt scars all across his face. And he goes, "Good to see you back. You made it in one piece."
80%
Yes.
roughly.
Yeah.
I
We're
do
doing
notice people missing from party.
We lost one.
Oh, that is terrible news. Did they turn?
No, but we
No.
did bring them back.
But we did bring them back.
Oh, you. Did they get bit?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
He makes a really good point.
yeah.
Oh,
It takes a
shit.
while though.
You see his face go like very serious for a
Oh.
moment. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
we might need to burn body then. The pyre is still
Maybe-
burning all across towns.
You want me to go get Dorbin and just remind him?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Get
All right,
Durbin.
Robin's gonna turn around and sprint and be like, "Yeah, I climbed a slippery ceiling, but you're the one who." You know what? Never mind. We're not pointing fingers here. And he's gonna run up and he's gonna be like, hey, Dorbin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quietly remind you, and I whisper in your ear. Red is infected and is also dead.
Can I cure disease on a corpse?
Technically, I mean, it doesn't have to be a living thing. Out of character, Pathfinder doesn't have realistic disease control mechanics, but for the sake of it, yes, you can cure disease on a source of a disease, a vector of a disease.
All right.
Oh, we should have tried to cure disease on that wall.
Yo, it's a good thing I got half of it in my pocket. We can try that later.
Hell yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I actually have one third level spell slot left.
So you
Right.
can spend an hour and make it.
Wait, you
easy?
sure you don't want to try
Nice.
curing Sigus first? He's still alive.
That's true.
Yeah, but I
Oh.
mean, yeah.
If you come back as
It's
undead, we can't bring you back. So
Yes, that is true.
there's
mean,
that.
Well,
Technically, out of character, reincarnate as long as it was within a week of him dying, we can do.
yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say with
Body doesn't matter.
With reincarnate, the body doesn't matter at all. So it actually
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense if you're burning the corpse.
So
If you
technically, you
raise-
can come back as a ghoul and then kill yourself in another body.
No.
Or I think it makes
if-
sense to try and cure red, assuming I live.
So
for the
I'll
next
just point this out to everyone, because
Alright.
this would be something that is somewhat common sense in Galarian, and it is one of the reasons why undead are so detested. If you turn undead, and then you are slain as such, you cannot. It is not just that you cannot be raised anymore, nor reincarnated. Your soul is forfeit, as it is consumed in the process of becoming undead. It is a perversion that transcends mortality.
Yep.
So
Gotcha.
definitely cast this on the corpse. Got
Yep.
it.
It
Just
is one of the reasons
remember
why necromancy is never a accepted outcome.
Because it destroys the soul. I mean,
Yes.
that makes
Yeah.
honestly makes a lot more sense. I never thought of it that way.
Cure
At the very best, the disease is not spreading because he's dead. But
Yeah.
you know.
Cure the corpse or destroy the corpse. One of the two. Either way, the soul survives.
I guess we're good. I mean, all right. So out of character, how are we going to come to the? Oh, let's just reincarnate him.
Yeah, because we don't know any druids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You
we're
did
about
see
to handle
major
that.
evidence.
So,
Okay.
Dorban, as you
Yeah.
are heading, are you accompanying Dorban, Robin, or are you heading back to the garrison?
I mean, Dorbin told Robin not to talk, so Robin will just stay with Dorbin.
All right.
Right.
So the two
Yeah.
of you go with the body of Red to the church, and sure enough, upon entering, you find yourselves with a rather shocking view, as Father Santos and his acolytes are working around the clock to make sure that the floors that are covered in cuts and people sick and wounded, both guards and militia alike, are littered across the central room of the cathedral. The Father Santos and his acolytes are trying to keep them alive and free of pain as much as possible. It doesn't look like anyone here has turned yet, but it isn't looking too pretty either.
You said you had a channel left?
I have 2, in fact.
I mean,
Yeah, I am just thinking about if they attack before the end of the day, I would definitely like to have the channel. But I will definitely use 1.
yeah.
I will walk to a point where I think that I can get the most people with the channel.
That
And
would
then-
require getting pretty close to Father Santos, who, upon seeing you approaching with Red's body in tow, sort of looks at you, looks at Ron, and goes, "I, Norman, Robin, good to see you and alive and back home."
Likewise.
He nods. I apologies, and I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. And it was quick, much quicker than I thought it would ever be. But
sort of-
I mean, at least he did in fact go quickly, and it wasn't awful.
Yeah.
A small mercy from the fates. Let us hope that his soul is a swift passage to the afterlife.
About that, we were hoping to be able to bring him back in some way.
Rise against the edicts of my faith. Though there might be a way. Natural way. You have a visitor that you might be interested
Definitely. Real quick, and I'll like gesture for Father Santos to kind of lean in a bit. Note that he has been infected by a bite. Don't know how long it takes for them to turn. So the quicker we get about this, the better.
Yes.
I mean, I can cleanse the body, but it'll take me an hour to get to that point to be able to try to cleanse it, I guess.
Yeah, you're back.
Oh,
Welcome back. What did you miss?
I'm back.
Okay.
It's my headset's just stopped being able to unmute like my mic.
Mute
mute on
yourself
Discord.
from Discord then.
Yeah, I'm gonna start
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
And
Right.
you can even set it up to a specific key, so you can just hit that key to mute yourself.
Right. So back to the session. Dorman, Father Santos sort of nods at your request and goes, "Come this way then." He sort of starts leading you towards the center proper of the cathedral, where a thin wall of stone separates the interior from the exterior of the cathedral. Although no,
Real quick,
go ahead.
when I hit that like center spot, I would still channel.
All right, yeah. Sort of turn. He stops when you sort of probably hold a hand up. Second, you channel. You see some of the people who were like turning in pain in their sleep. Suddenly like relax a little bit and go to sleep proper. There's about like 40 odd people in this room, as far as you can tell. Which for a town of like 300 people is a lot. It's like a sixth of their population is currently down for the count. And you do spot children and women mostly among the wounded. Sorry, no. There are quite a few children and women amongst the injured, Mostly, it looks like adults, both male and female, in very good physical health, are the most wounded. They're probably militiamen.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no. Father Santa sort of leads you to the double doors on the. So to describe this, it is a wall, a full height wall, but the cathedral is like double, triple, or triple height at the center. And the wall is only just single height, so you can see the opening at the center over the wall, but the wall separates the inner circle of the cathedral from the outer circle.
Gotcha.
And he sort of opens the doors and sort of gestures for you to come with him. And as he opens the door, you see a central large stone surrounded by seven smaller ones, all of them sort of slightly inclined or with a sort of curvature to them that sort of reminds you like a hand crawling from underneath, like a half excavated hand, with
Gotcha.
obviously too many fingers in it. But
Yeah.
and then sitting in front of the center stone is a woman that looks human, around probably like late 60s. Mostly white hair with a few dashes of black hair that speak of a healthy youth in the past. And she is clothed with these heavy dark robes that have layers of moss grown on them. And she's sort of with her legs crossed and meditating in front of this rock. She's a druid. Down while you were gone.
Oh.
Apparently, related to recently deceased Ra. They
Oh.
druid that came to a rescue you weeks ago. I believe you didn't get the chance to.
No, I've heard of them from Accelera though. I mean, Robin also.
Yeah. Yeah, Father Santos is speaking directly to you, and Robin is
Yeah.
probably trailing a little bit behind.
I gotcha. Now this center thing, that was there this whole time, right?
Yeah.
All the rocks
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I didn't remember specifically them being there, but
They've always been there, but because the inner circle is closed off, you guys never went in there. There was only one circumstance in which you saw the circle, which was Father Santos at one point was in there. He was talking to some of the acolytes, and the doors were open when you arrived, and he came out to meet you.
gotcha,
Mhm.
gotcha.
But yeah.
All right.
she
And
might-
I'll gesture to the druid. Are we good to disturb them right now?
She said that if we needed help with the circumstances that we find ourselves in, you'd feel free to disturb her meditation.
All right. And Robin just sort of like casually saunters up and just taps her on the shoulder and like, hey,
Excuse me, miss.
hey.
You
I saw you from across the room.
Hey.
Robin, you tap her shoulder, and are you tapping her from the back or standing in front of her?
Sort of backside,
Okay,
like
yeah,
to her right side, I guess.
yeah. So like a 45-degree angle behind her.
Yeah.
You tap her shoulder, and you don't see her open her eyes. You tap her again, and she slowly turns her head towards you and says, "Hello, who are you?"
My name's Chad. I'm Robin. I knew Ra.
stands up, and as she stands up, you can tell that she looks. She's a lot taller than you had expected, as she was sort of cross-legged on the floor, and she towers a little bit above you. She's about like 6'2".
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, she's a tall woman, and she's sort of like crouching a little, not crouching, but what's the word? Slouching forward.
Mhm.
She's got a little bit of a hump, and she sort of looks down at you. Robin, sounds good. You're sick.
Yeah, I'm dying.
Magic cancer.
Yeah.
A pity. It sort of turns to look at you, Dorban. She cocks her head and says, "And who are you?"
I am Dorban Plate Rock. I'm a cleric of Abad. Oh my god, I've forgotten his name again.
Abadar.
Abadar. Yeah, that's it.
Bruh.
This is
Don't
what
say
happens
My-
when.
Abaddon. Do not say Abaddon.
No, the problem is that
I was.
Go ahead.
It's my compatriot. The person who taught me how to be a cleric has a similar name, and that's what got me.
What is it? What is it? It's Abadar is your deity, and then your
Akbar.
God damn it! Why? Why would you do this to me?
I mean, I did it to myself as well. I mean,
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just need to get a bar in the place where he's from and call it Abba, and then you can have an Abba bar of Abadar.
But yeah. So Dorban, you were saying, Dorban. Sorry.
Plate
Repeat
Rock.
what your answer, because I can.
Yeah. My name's Dorban Plate Rock, and I am a priest of Abadar.
She sort of
And
gives you a smile and
go
then
ahead.
like frowns when you mention Abadar, right? But you were about to say something else.
And I know this is kind of abrupt for us just meeting, but can you help my friend? And he'll like kind of move the corpse a bit. And
Lays him down on the ground, I'm guessing.
yeah,
She looks
and
down.
fold his hands properly, obviously.
Yeah. You, as you're sort of folding his hands, you do spot that the necrosis has reached Red's hand to about the wrist, and it started spreading from his neck downwards.
Oh, no.
So it's spread pretty far. Luckily, his head is completely fine. It looks very peaceful, as it has been mostly detached from his body.
Yeah.
She looks down and says, "I cannot do anything for that person. He's not going to be healed."
I figured I was told that you may have a natural way to bring him back.
I could continue the circle of life for him.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm ignorant in your ways. How would you do that?
He'll be born again, as all things do.
We kind of don't want a baby because a baby can't fight.
Yeah, that was gonna be the. I mean, as long as he can live again, I'm okay with this 100%. I'm
Yeah.
just curious as if he'll be of uh, fighting age or if he will be reincarnated as or be brought back as a baby.
I could. He sort of looks towards Father Santos, and he looks back at her, and then she looks back at you, Dorban. Good. You look like you need the help. So I'm going to help just this one time. Okay?
All right.
Nature
And
can,
anything you need from us ever, let us know.
of course, nature can provide a fast way back to life. Be reborn by the grace of the land. But
Means
your friend might not be the same when he comes back.
what do you mean not the same?
Nature will find a way to bring him life as the circle of life demands. He'll be changed in a new body.
Oh,
Sounds
okay.
like a naturey thing, so it seems okay.
Yeah, I mean yeah, I mean that would be fantastic. I mean, would the new body, would it be like a different race completely?
That I am not sure of myself.
Okay.
It will be what it has to be.
I mean, honestly, it seems kind of poetic because I mean, he didn't leave I guess a good life originally, but he's turned over a new leaf recently, and I guess this will just technically complete his rebirth.
Yeah,
Both.
dude's also pretty fucked up as well.
Yeah.
Like
Also
gestures
gestures
to his ears that have
ear.
been chopped
Yeah.
off, all the scars on his face, the fucking
Yeah.
necrosis covering his body.
Yeah.
Yeah. He could probably use a new model.
By the way, if you guys ever like rolled up his sleeves a little bit, like he's covered in scars and tattoos, like
Yeah.
all the fuck over. I think there's some earrings as well. I can't forget what was in the description.
Well, you used to have earrings, but you did cut off your ears, so. Well, most
I
of
mean,
it.
he probably.
Cut
I
off
would
the
assume he kept
top of
them.
the ear, not the whole thing.
Yeah,
I was trying to
but
make them look human.
yeah,
But you can have piercings on the tips of your ears as
yeah,
well.
which is more common amongst elves.
Yeah.
So he probably does have two earrings. They're just not in his ear right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the druid is gonna look at you and go, "Oh, are you okay with me proceeding?"
Yeah. I mean, giving, as long as he gets another chance, I'm 100% okay with that.
She starts to cross her legs as she sits down in front of Red, and she reaches around her back and brings out a pouch she puts in front of her, in between her legs, and she starts to bring out little herbs and pieces of animals out. It looks like a paw of a rabbit, and the tail of a cat, kind of thing. And she starts to place these items around Red, and between her and Red. And she eventually puts what looks like a rock, rather mundane looking rock, like a crystal, probably quartz, right in between, underneath Red's hands, sort of holding it against his chest. He says, "He might be very confused when he wakes up."
That makes
Make
sense.
him take a nap immediately.
Don't make him take a nap immediately. He needs
Alright.
time to adjust.
I mean,
'Cause-
sure.
She puts a hand on top of his two hands, and you see her start to chant in a language that you cannot understand. Um, and it's going to take a couple minutes as she is chanting, as I am totally not looking up what the casting time for reincarnate is.
10 minutes.
It's 10
10
minutes.
minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I can't remember if it was 1 minute or 10 minutes. or
Yeah.
1 hour. But yeah, for the next 10 minutes, she is non-stop chanting as you see the crystal in Red's hand start to glow. And as it does, you see the necrosis sort of start to crawl back. But as well, you see his hand start to sort of turn grey, completely grey, like not just drained of blood, but unnaturally drained of color. Um, Almost like he was turning to stone. But it is this sort of almost like bluish tinge to it. Um, and as it sort of spreads through the body during the chanting, and she comes to the end, she suddenly becomes louder and lets one final word out that sort of echoes through the room, and then there's silence. And in that silence, you see his body, not his clothes, but just the flesh parts of his body, start to crumble to dust. And you see his now empty clothes sink under the weight, their own weight, crushing the remaining husk of red. And you feel this sort of gust uh, start to form a very small twister, very gentle twister that picks up the dust in this area and starts to coil it up its length and out the opening at the top of the cathedral. And then it's gone. And she opens her eyes once again. Well, it is done. Mm,
Pretty sure you just turned him into a cloud of dust. I don't think it worked.
no, no, it worked. It
That's
works.
just a pile of clothes.
Robin,
What?
let her finish, and I'm sure she'll explain a little bit more.
Okay.
Nature demands what nature demands. I cannot create body out of nothingness. It will be delivered when it is ready to appear.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah?
Huh.
She sort of starts to get up. I will. I need to go into forest and recover from that endeavor. Don't come looking for me.
Alright. Oh, and
Okay.
thank you for this, and also thank you for helping the town.
She nods.
And one just quick question, it's a complete side question. Are you taking a jeep with you? Because we were able to recover him from the island or temple, whatever that was.
I have already set Ajit free.
All right.
He was imprisoned, being kept from family. His, his promise was already kept.
All right. Well, I'm glad that he got back to his family, or she got back to her family.
He nods. I will be.
All right.
I will come back. I still
Right.
need. Sort of turns to look at Father Santos. Still need to be brought back to our circle. And then she steps out of the inner area of the cathedral and starts walking away from you guys.
All right.
All right.
Hmm.
For
Meanwhile,
Ra's body, we collected his parts, right?
yeah, you guys collected
Yep.
his parts, and then he was buried in the cemetery in the back of the cathedral.
Gotcha.
Dude, apparently she's come back for his body.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh,
Well, can Dorman say to Father Santos,
Yeah.
do you need help excavating the body?
Exhumating a body is draining in more ways than one. I would appreciate the help. I'm afraid our caretaker weakened to the illness.
Robin flicks out the any tool, makes it into a shovel, and starts walking.
I just grab out a shovel and also walk.
Yeah. All right. The two of you go.
It's off to mine. We go.
The two of you go like hand in hand to go exhumate a body. Great.
The boys.
Meanwhile, some about a mile away from Sandpoint, in the middle of a forest, Red, you wake up. You
Surrounded by
feel
ghouls.
you feel very weird right now. Your legs feel a little bit awkward and like short, and your hands feel a bit smaller than you remember and softer. And as you touch your face, it also feels like mushier. Like there's a layer of fat that wasn't there.
So the new red body is gonna kind of like sit up and kind of what the hell happened? Oh Jesus! Oh, damn it! Oh, where's that? What?
As you look around,
what? Where am I?
Yeah, Red. As you look around, you are in the middle of the forest. You have no fucking clue where you are. You're also naked, like completely naked.
Also, why am I gray? What the fuck? Is there a pool of water or something around?
No. Like the area where you are doesn't have any water. At least not obviously. You do spot there's a like an opening to the forest where you are, a little bit to the quote unquote north. It's hard to tell. Yeah, it looks like the forest ends a short way away from you.
Can I? Can he look around quickly to see if like there's anything around that he can like, cover himself with, or if this is just gonna be one of those.
There's
things.
bushes and branches with brown and somewhat golden foliage to them, in the natural colors of autumn.
Well, this is fucking fantastic. 1 minute I'm being attacked by a bunch of ghouls, and now whatever the fuck this is. I really hope this is some stupid dream from that stupid house. Okay. Let's see if I can get out of this wherever the hell this is.
Yep. Which way are you going?
He'll
That way.
Yeah, follow the opening, I guess. I mean, I can. He'll like kind of look around a little bit, like kind of trying to make sure that there's nothing that's gonna jump out at him immediately. He literally has nothing to protect himself with.
Yeah, no. You can faintly hear in the distance the sounds of what sounds like machinery, not too far away. It sort of echoes and it drones on. And you see in the sky, sort of in between the openings between the trees, here and there, a little bit of a pillow of smoke. And as you walk towards the opening of the forest, you step out from the tree line, probably holding some branches to cover your most sensitive bits. And sure enough, as you come out of the forest, you do realize where you're standing, because to your left and to your right stretches a road, a well traversed dirt road that you've been through several times. And in front of you, as far as the eye can see, stretches the open waters of the Verisian Gulf. The left side, the road continues, and you spot in the distance the silhouette of a stone wall that to you speaks of Sandpoint.
How? Okay, well, if this is a dream, I can just wake up, right? And he just like kind of takes the one hand and just like smacks himself across the face and like, no, no, that hurt. Okay.
1 point non-lethal.
Yeah.
All right. And then can I grab a stick or something that I can use as an improvised weapon if necessary?
Yeah, you grab a stick that you can use as a quarterstaff. It looks more like a branch.
That's fine.
Fell off.
So he got mail, huh?
You say quarterstaff. Anyway, yeah, so he kind of like looking around, and then I think this is the first time he's noticing the trees, and it's like, okay, this has to be, I mean, it looked different, but these trees are way too tall. All right. Let's see if I can go wake myself up in town.
Right. So as you start to head towards the northern gates of Sandpoint, you are very quickly hailed and ordered to stop by a couple of archers that are standing guard at the half stone and half wooden northern wall that has been recently reconstructed. And they sort of call out to you, it's like, "All right, halt! Who are you?"
Would you believe me if I said Red? You know, Hero of Sandpoint, Red, that one.
One of them like lowers his bow and like looks to the others. You can't quite hear what they're saying because you're pretty far away. No, I'm not gonna believe you because Red's a half elf. So either better come up with a better lie, or you're gonna have to turn around and go somewhere else. We're currently under lockdown.
Okay, well, I mean, I get you're under lockdown, but as you can see, I literally have these sticks that I'm using to cover my fleshy bits, and this stick that I'm using to not get eaten by things. Do you think you might be able to, assist a lost wanderer?
You see the one that hadn't lowered his bow before lowers his bow and looks. The other one lowers his bow as he's discussing with the first one, and sort of like gestures at you with his free hand that is sort of holding the arrow and points the arrow at you. Like, and they seem to be discussing pretty fervently. You can catch a word here and there. It's like, no, orders. Fine. All right, come closer.
Okay. Well, I mean, you'll be able to tell if I got bitten by a ghoul pretty easily, because, well, you know, I'm showing a lot of skin. Hope you enjoy the view.
You see the first one that spoke sort of turn around and shout to a third person, unseen, who opens the gate slightly, and a man sort of crawls underneath the portcullis and comes with a spear and shield, gets closer to you and says, "All right, drop the sticks."
Seriously? We're going with strip searching?
Yeah, you're coming from the forest. I'm sorry. We've had to fight ghouls for several days now.
Quick question: which road is he at? Is he at
The
the
north
Northern one.
He's
standing
at the
over
north
here.
one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the north one. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Fine. And he'll just kind of toss the sticks and be like, happy? Normally I make people pay for this view.
And he's sort of like circling around you, and eventually makes his way back to the front. It's like, yeah, you're good, gnome. Carry on.
Wait, whoa. No?
Sort of looks back and says, yeah, that's what you are, right? And he sort of like gets back into a defensive position.
Yeah, no, yep, no, definitely a gnome. We're such little pranksters, you know us gnomes. We like making jokes.
Such fucking creeps. No wonder no one don't live in civilized society. Anyway, yeah, just come on in. And he sort of gestures for you to march forward, and he's like staying about 1.5 feet away from you. Sorry, like
Yeah.
5 feet away from you.
Can I at least borrow your freaking tabard or a tissue or something? Come on.
Yeah, just walk in. We can lend you a shirt or something.
It's like being a child all over again.
Looks like a child.
I'll come for your kneecaps.
He sort of instinctively lowers the shield to protect his knee. Just get in.
That's right. I'm a scary gnome.
All right. You walk in into town with this man. The portcullis was raised the rest of the way to let the two of you in, and then lowered again. And sure enough, he goes to like a shack that doesn't even have a door, and throws you a shirt from in there. That is like a tunic for you. Like it reaches down to your knees.
Well, I mean, thanks. You got any really kids' boots or anything in there?
No.
I expected him to throw you a potato sack, honestly.
No, why would I have kid boots in here? No. What kind of question is that? Just go.
Well, you look like kind of a perv, so I'm just gonna keep walking.
Fuck off.
And
I want them to kick him out of the city so
And
bad.
all evidence points to the affirmative on that one, Mr. Look at people's junk as they're walking into town. Jesus.
Just get out of here, gnome. God damn it. Gnome, am I right? Yeah.
Like he'll at that point, Red will be like, oh, this thing hasn't been washed in so long, like, and he just like starts brushing it off with his hands, and at that point he will accidentally press to digitize himself.
Yeah. You're trying to sort of clean that stain on the shirt that seems to have been used for 2 days before being lent to you, and then suddenly your shirt is completely clean.
Wait, what?
Gnomes can do that.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. I didn't.
Yeah.
I've never played a gnome, to be fair. So
Yep.
They're dope.
that's pretty cool.
They're Fae. They get magic.
Yep.
Oh.
That's new. I'm still not sure whether I'm dreaming or not, but let's see, I guess. Maybe the others made it back to town and aren't in different bodies.
You are pretty close to the cathedral as you come into town from the north, and well, up to you where you want to head first.
Do I see any children?
No, there is literally no one in the streets right now.
Okay.
Loves a child.
Do I see any clothes on a clothesline that are for children?
Yes, but they're being hanged from the first floor, so like on an outcrop on a house. So like it's a 2-tier house, and then one part of the house is only 1 floor. So on the roof of that one, they have a little bit of a balcony where they hang their clothes.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna start by stealing people's stuff, I guess.
Way to turn
Yeah,
over a new leaf. No.
yeah, he'll kind of wander, I guess, towards the church to ask someone if they've seen the heroes of Sandpoint, who he is apparently not anymore.
Yes, you're not recognized as such. Once again, like the town seems to be completely deserted except from the guards that stand watch at at the doors to the cathedral and other such key locations.
Oh, actually, as he's going by that stable up in the north, can he check his reflection in the water?
The water trough,
Trough.
yeah.
Yeah.
You sort of lean forward, and in the recording, I have just activated your character card. So if we were streaming, everyone would be able to see it. But unfortunately, this is being recorded. Yeah, you see yourself, and you see your skin green. Gray, and in stark contrast, the wispy, sort of wild, bright red hair atop your head.
Well, I mean, that's appropriate if nothing else.
And hey, your long pointed ears are back.
I mean, these ones are all. The ears are all flabby now, and so is the. Jesus. I look like someone turned me into a pint-sized child's toy. What the hell? I'm gonna have words with whoever did this to me. Assuming I'm not sleeping, or whatever's going on. Ugh. Okay, church, right.
Yeah.
They're always helpful.
So, Robin and Dorbin, having completed the ritual and talked to Father Santos, I imagine you would be heading back towards the garrison.
Well, we were exhuming the body.
Oh, right, you were
Yeah.
exhuming the body. Yeah, no. So
Which
you
is
guys
why I was asking if it was that middle road, because that would have been hilarious for us to be exhuming the body, and then we're just hearing shouting and
Yeah.
somebody saying that he's red.
Yeah, it would have been great, but
That would have been
unfortunately-
incredibly convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, some time has gone by before Red came to life. What is that sound?
Sorry, that's my cat.
Oh.
Oh.
As I was saying though, some time has gone by, and you guys are already like finishing uncovering the coffin in which the what remained of Raz's body was being kept. And Dorbin, you're probably like all sweaty and covered in a thick layer of mud at this point because you were like swiping away the sweat.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And bringing some grave dirt to your face. Robin's doing just fine because he doesn't get tired, and I don't know, Dorbin, if you find that just as creepy as I do, but he never is tired. You don't even see him sweat or his breathing get faster or slower at all.
I mean, if it frustrated me at any point, I'd just create water on him.
At least I wouldn't be covered in dirt.
But I don't think Dorbin would care, honestly. I mean, he would probably hit himself with some crate water just so he isn't complete. I mean, that's probably why it's a little muddy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's mostly clean, but there's obviously some mud from all the water and
Softens
shit.
the dirt up a bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dwarves know how to dig.
But yeah, you have exhumated the coffin at the very least, and as I imagine, Robin, you can change your tool into a hammer if you would like to open up the casket.
I was gonna say, do we just want to take the entire casket out, Dorbin?
I mean, it would probably be easier for transport.
Yeah. All right. I can just climb down, no problem, and just shimmy it up
Right?
because it's climbing. So
Yeah, I mean
you gotta lift.
Yeah, the caskets are pretty heavy.
the casket itself is heavy, and the body inside is the full weight of well, mostly the full weight of Wrath. It has desiccated quite a bit.
there's no liquid.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna sort of prop one end up and sort of gesture for Dorbin to, help pull as I push it, kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So between the two of you, you manage to bring out the casket and start to walk it out of the tomb itself. And sure enough, it is around this time that Father Santos has sort of come to oversee what progress you've made. And he's, ah, you've you've made it just in time. I was coming to look for you.
Robin will start filling the hole back in and be like, I got this, Corbin, if you want to take a little bit of a break.
All right. Yeah. I mean, we got the body out in the casket, so I wasn't sure exactly how they wanted to, or how she wanted to transport this, but
I am not sure myself. I will have to ask her when she comes back. I was hoping we could head together to the mayor's office. I'd like to listen to your part of the.
oh, of course.
I have managed to leave some instructions for acolytes. You should let Robin know to come meet us.
Yeah. Dorbin will hustle over to Robin real quick and be like, once you're done here, apparently we got to go see the mayor real quick. So done, you can come over to the mayor's place and I'll be there.
So, Dorban, you and Father Santos start to walk across the cathedral, and it is as you're sort of going out the main doors that Red, you would spot them walking side by side, Father Santos and Dorban, coming out of the cathedral. You're sort of walking into the plaza in front of the place.
Oh, thanks. Whatever God didn't do this to me. Dorban!
Dorban, you hear a gnome calling out to you from across the plaza.
Dorban! Dorban!
I like wave and continue walking towards the mayor's office.
No, stop. Come here. I'm coming to you. Ow, sorry, the ground is hard on my feet. 1 second. Wait up. Little legs.
I mean, I understand.
I do believe it is in your best interest to stay indoors, child.
I'm not a child, you old.
That's a no.
No,
The dwarf gestures to the only thing in town shorter than him. That's a gnome.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there are halflings in Sandpoint.
There are a couple halflings in Sandpoint. No, I meant that in the religious connotation.
Okay, well, I guess that was uncalled for. I'm sorry. You aren't that old. Well, I mean, you're kind of old, but anyway, that's not the point. Dorban, thank goodness. I found you. Can you slap me really hard across the face? I think I'm asleep.
What? Why?
I mean, I can go get Robin. That's what you should say. But
I mean, no. Why would I slap you?
Right. Sorry. It's Red. Slap me so I can wake up and go back to helping you guys fight.
Why would I slap you?
Because we're fighting, I think, Aldern or some ghoul or something, and I'm assuming I got knocked out or I'm asleep or something, and you're a construct of my imagination. So can you just slap me so I can wake up and get back to it?
I mean, can I sense motive to see if this person's interested?
give me a sense motive.
That's some pretty detailed information on it.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. You haven't told anyone yet, so there's no way anyone could know what happened. And the way their body movements are, like the body gesture, body language, it sort of does remind you of Red.
All right.
So make with the slapping so I can wake up.
I mean, I guess this is what the druid was talking about.
No. Stop talking about druids. You are a construct of my imagination. Do what I'm telling you to do.
I am not a construct of your imagination. I am Dorban.
No, I know you're Dorban in my head.
You are Red.
Yes, and so
and
is my hair
died.
now. What? No, I'd remember that.
I'm afraid you may be.
I mean, I remember it vividly.
You
You got
carried him all
paralyzed.
the way here.
Yeah, I literally carried your entire body. I carried you into that church and into the middle, and the druid cast a spell, and your body evaporated.
But
And she
how?
said she was going into the forest, and that
How?
you would
When?
show up
What?
at some point.
What do you mean? But we're fighting all Dern,
He's dead.
Red,
but
as you're trying to piece together the information, he's reminding you several times that you died. This time, when he says it sort of sternly, you have a flashback of being paralyzed in the middle of a damp cavern, and you feel your neck sort of getting hot, and you're sort of having this image as you're seeing Dorban, and then you flash back again, and you see yourself sort of falling backwards, and then seeing your own body, your own back, as your head is sort of detached almost completely, and it sort of swerves behind you, and you can see your own body, your neck severed, as your head crunches against the floor, and you embrace the sweet relief of death for a moment.
I died.
I'm afraid I did bear witness to your body. I do believe you have indeed died. And,
Well, and you said the druid?
Yeah.
What? How
Alright,
am I
so-
here?
All right. I'll explain everything to you real quick. Give you a real quick play-by-play. All right. You died. We brought your body back here. There was a powerful druid here that was here to collect the remains of Ra, one of the old group members that passed away in the demon temple thing. Upon meeting this druid, she said that she could help. We asked her for help. Father Santos suggested that she may be able to in a natural way, because we didn't have anybody strong enough in their faith currently to bring you back to life. She said there would be a change, and that she didn't know what race that you'd come back as. So I have to assume that you were, I guess, reincarnated. I don't know how that works, honestly, but
So
seems like an applicable word.
I'm a gnome now, I
Yeah.
guess. And also, I don't. Fuck. I mean, I just got reincarnated. He comes over and like hugs you around the waist, basically. He's like,
I mean,
"Thank
now
you."
you're closer to being equal in height with Dorvin. Yeah.
Maybe like 4 or 5 inches shorter. I think on average.
Yeah,
I think
Well, how tall are you? Because gnomes are like 3-4 feet if they're really tall.
I think it's roughly how tall dwarf. I honestly don't know. Let me check.
Dwarves might be like
I'm 4'5".
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're about a foot taller than me still.
Yeah, gnomes are the shortest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically he comes up and is like kind of hugging you around the midsection, like, or trying to, because his arms don't reach. He's like,
yeah, you would get to like almost my armpits.
And he's just like,
incredibly wide.
Thank you. I don't. Fuck. I died, and I don't know anyone who gave enough of a shit about me to bring me back.
All right, Dorb's gonna be real awkward, and he's gonna hug you back.
Oh.
He understands. I mean, you're one of the heroes of Sandpoint.
Well, I was a clever, charming rogue of Sandpoint, but now I'm a short, stumpy something of Sandpoint. So we'll see.
To be fair, you do look a lot better now.
Well, I guess I have less scars. That is true, and
your ears aren't mutilated,
and I'm kind of adorable in a pudgy, sort of red-haired, wild thing way.
By the way, I
mean-
don't know if you guys have ever seen Pathfinder gnome eyebrows, but they're fucking
They're
wild.
huge.
They're
Yeah.
like,
They're like WoW
They're the
elf
best.
eyebrows.
yeah, they
Yeah.
go off of their head.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Anyway,
And-
he's just like, oh well, I mean, uh, do you want me to come with you, or I mean, I need clothes eventually too, but I don't even know what to do anymore.
I mean, at this point, Dorbin will take out the clothes that he collected off the ground after the dust flew away.
Yeah.
And I mean, these are year-old clothes. I don't think they're gonna fit very well, but
I
the
mean,
boots might.
I don't think the boots are gonna do it anymore. If I'm being honest.
I mean, it's
Hey,
better than nothing, I think. Even if they
yeah.
are kind of big.
Yeah, I guess he'll just go with the like wearing someone
I hope
else's
they aren't like
boots.
high boots.
No, they were high cut.
Oh gosh. You're gonna have
It's
to
like
fold those
pants
over
for
a couple
boots.
times, friend.
Yeah, basically, he's wearing like more than thigh highs.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you want, like, honestly, I don't think I feel like Dorver would carry a spare set of shoes. I don't have it on my character sheet, but
Probably.
No, it's fine. I'll just wear the folded over ones for now. That's kind of funny. Picturing him walking around in the floppy shoes.
because I feel like as a traveler, I feel like you carry at least a spare.
Just an FYI,
Yeah.
this is a good approximation of what red looks like right now.
Damn.
And also,
Probably
remember
red
that
hair.
time Robin stole a bunch of children's clothing? Yeah, he still has those.
Oh.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Got you.
That
Yeah.
turned out way better than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Coming back full circle, let's go.
Hell yeah.
I have 2020 foresight, guys. You know,
Yeah.
this year happened to me, and I was like, nah, I'm just gonna do what I want.
Well, we are about to go see the mayor. It may be better if you actually, Robin is filling up a grave that Rob was in. If you want to go to him, because that's a better place. Especially, we don't want to bring this to the mayor right now. I feel like there's more important stuff that we need to talk about, and I feel like you may be a distraction.
Sure. I'm assuming Robin can fill me in on what the hell happened
Yeah.
after I died, I guess.
Yeah, and since he's out in the graveyard, he won't have to like be iffy with what I mean. It's Robin, so he'll probably just tell you everything that happened.
Okay. Santos, can you take me that way so that someone can vouch for me? Because I don't think he's gonna believe that it's me.
Oh, here. I'll hand him my crossbow.
Oh, well, that works.
It's like the size of your entire torso.
It's a large. It's like a heavy crossbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is in fact a heavy crossbow.
Oh, so then
You would have to drag it.
yeah. So you
you
hand
would
it to
lift.
me.
You can lift it. It's not. I mean, unless you have like a 3
No,
strength.
No,
You're
I
fine.
I
It's
have
just
an,
awkward.
yeah.
Yeah, it's awkward.
I'm like, well, thanks.
Yeah,
And everybody has no. It has the holy symbol of Abadar in the stock. So
Okay.
everybody, it should be a very easily identified item.
That works. All right, I'll go talk to him. Good luck with whatever you guys are doing.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, and
Glad to have you back.
I'm definitely glad to be back, although this is gonna take some getting used to. I still don't feel quite right.
Same.
if you need counseling or spiritual guiding, you're always welcome to come and visit me.
Yeah, I might. Things are still quite hazy, and I have absolutely no clue what the afterlife is, so I might need some help processing.
It is uncommon for mine to come back. I know that it can be difficult to deal with. I will make sure that I have some time to attend to soon.
Appreciated. Although, based on the state of the town, I think we have some other concerns.
Yes, other pressing matters. to which we should attend immediately. He sort of says that last bit more looking at you, Dorbit.
I mean, Dorban's just waiting on him to stop talking so he can go to the mayor.
He starts walking with you then. And like waves single-handedly at Red. In the meantime, Salera and Sigis, you guys were with Grigori, who's very interested in knowing what happened. So just give me the rundown of what did you find in the house?
So the house was haunted, and so things kept firing off. Up in the upper floors is a revenant that is still currently there, but she seemed very preoccupied with herself.
Did you wait? Was she looking at the portrait or mirror?
Yes, mirror.
Oh, poor thing. It's kind of pity her.
So, if you have any thoughts on how to help her, that's one thing that we need to deal with. It is Aldern's wife.
What? Do you know who killed her?
No.
Then I can't really help out. Revenants are creatures bound to their murderer, usually. Not always, but most of the time it is murderer. And they will not rest until they can exert revenge.
On who?
On whoever killed them.
So, if we got her attention, she wouldn't kill us?
Oh no, if you stand between Revenant and their target, they will definitely destroy you. And let me tell you, there is no stopping Revenant.
Is there any talking to them, or are they just not coherent enough?
I haven't tried talking to one of them, but I did meet one that explained their reason as they shoved a sword into my stomach. I was standing close to their target, you will understand.
Okay. Because I am of the mindset that whoever turned her this way, if she wants to murder them, I mean, I'm not against it, but I'm not for it.
Look, I'm not. I will be first in line to take care of undead in any kind of moment, but Revenant might be the only exception. If someone created Revenant for themselves, well, they got it coming.
Okay, fair. So put that on the back burner. In the basement, we saw that there was some sort of stairs to these caves. And in the caves, we found almost like this whirlpool area. And then we also saw Aldern come out of a room, but he wasn't Aldern, he was a gas. And we killed him.
Did you burn the body?
No. Do we need to burn the body?
Well, it is better to burn body before they fester and rot, and then crow get to body. Otherwise, you end up with festering carrion storms everywhere.
Okay, good to know. And
This is
then
why we're burning bodies here.
I'm sorry?
It is why we're burning bodies here in Sandpoint. When
Okay.
the ghouls are coming, we burn them off. Good tactic.
Smart. We also discovered that in the room there were a lot of moss and charred rock. And we tried to bless it. We tried to do a bunch of different things, and it didn't fix it. And then there's also a black cube. I don't really know a whole lot about this kind of stuff. But Robin has that stuff currently. So the house is good, but we found a lot of paperwork. And I'm gonna hand him the letter.
All right. Where did you find this again?
In the room where Aldern came out.
All right. Okay. He sort of like starts looking at it and it's like, don't know about anyone named Sanisha, but also no, nothing in here rings a bell except looks like person, this Sanisha person knew that Alton was turning. In fact, it might be that they wanted them to turn, from the looks of it.
Right. And it also kind of seems that Aldern wasn't Aldern, and Aldern is somewhere else.
Oh, what do you mean?
Just the part. I don't know. It kind of seems like, I don't know. Maybe Aldern was actually just a gas that was trying to mimic what Aldern looked like. Can gas do that?
I mean, ghasts are intelligent, even more so than ghouls. Could be they had enough time to study the target and repress their hunger for long enough. It will require a very strong gas for that, though. We're talking someone that would have fed on, well, towns worth of people. Hundreds upon hundreds. It's strange.
Okay.
I think it's more likely like necromancer might be behind it.
Okay.
But haven't seen reason to believe necromancer would be ruling with them. Especially not with the tactics they've been using to assault the town. Looks more like ravenous creatures attacking.
Right.
Very strange.
Okay.
We'll have to wait for me to see.
Hey,
Rock.
Bosun.
Yes.
Can you hear Sheik?
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Sorry, I did have you
It's
muted.
okay.
I did have you muted because you had a lot of background noise.
Yeah, I had to switch headphones, and I'm on my phone now. So,
All right.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry that I didn't. I forgot to unmute you. What were you saying?
It's okay. I was just saying it did seem like when we were looking through some of his letters that someone had turned him, but was leveraging him, and he was kind of running the operation locally. So hopefully, at least like while there still might be a plan like running out, and it looks like ghouls might have spread into the farms.
Right.
Hopefully, at least they're not getting like new orders.
Good.
But
If it was indeed Alton, as you say, that it does make sense from letter. It might mean that ghouls are now headless, and we can start hunting them down instead of the other way around.
And also, when you were talking about the Revenant, did you say like it's just looking for the person who killed it?
Yes, they only hunt down the murderer.
Interesting.
Oh.
Like, and now,
Usually murderer.
If-
It might be source or target of their revenge in other ways. Could be
got ya.
traitorous father or cheating husband, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Interesting. Because we could look into it. Because if you think the one who first broke into, like, I think it was Aldern who
Yeah.
first broke in. Anyways, if we think he's involved, we could potentially release the Revenant and then follow her. But that might be a
Yeah,
thing to do later.
Yeah, I don't know if us like interfering with her, if she'll
Oh yeah, that could
do
go
that,
terribly wrong. For
like
sure.
if might be a target. I am if Aldern is the one that did this, I am more than happy to allow her to do what she feels she needs to do to be released. But I am
Yeah.
a little concerned about getting caught in between that.
Fair.
Well, if it was Aldern that did it, then Revenant should be no more if you killed him.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, as I said, if you create Revenant for yourself, you brought it upon yourself. The only thing they care about is revenge. Once it is done, they crumble to dust.
Then maybe Zenisha's the one that did this?
Perhaps?
Out of character, we haven't checked on the Revenant since we killed Aldern, so we don't know.
Yeah, it's possible that it happened.
Oh, fair
Yeah.
enough.
Also
we could
note,
go up and just be dust.
also note that that Ghast was wearing a stalker's mask, and how that works is that they're studying the person and then using that to transform into them. So technically,
Yeah, that's what I was
Aldern
saying.
could still be alive.
That's
Yeah.
what I was initially saying was
Mhm.
that he
Mhm.
somehow turned into Aldern even though he wasn't Aldern.
Got ya.
So that's why I think when you see the note, it says return to your townhouse in Magnamar. Once you
Mhm.
are loose, after your rebirth and all of that, return to your house in Magnamar. So that told me that he isn't the Ghast, that it was
Yeah.
just a stand-in to do their bidding, and this Zenisha and Aldern are the ones that are still at large. Is kind of how I
Got ya.
assumed.
Yeah, that makes sense to me, based on what we know anyway.
Okay.
That is a good theory. Yes.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I'm guessing that Celar's like going through her theories with Sigis
Mhm.
and Gregorian. He goes like, yes, that is possible theory. So perhaps we should talk to sheriff and mayor
Yeah.
about
Yes.
that one. But well,
Also, the 5 guards up at the south side of the tower. If anybody can relieve them, they look so tired. I don't know if there's anybody that can help relieve them, but
sure.
they just seem
They should be
they
about
needed
to finish shift. We're on 12-hour shifts right now.
so
no.
they're at the end, hence why they look tired. Makes sense.
Actually, they've been going for longer than I should have sent people already. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'll go fetch sheriff and send people over.
Okay.
I
Sounds
love
good.
that she said all this to not the sheriff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will point out that just as a reminder, Grigori right now is wearing the guard robes, like the tabard of the guard.
Yeah. I know he was like hired, but
Yeah.
technically not the sheriff.
Yeah, no, you're right. But yeah, a couple of moments later, you see Sheriff Baylor Hemlock and
Mhm.
a detachment of 5 militiamen, not guards, come out, and one other guard properly in armor comes to join the entire crew. And you
Okay.
can tell, like, they all seem a little bit slippy, a little bit groggy still. It's like, all right, good to see you're all back. Lara, Zegas. Let's go over to the town hall. Think Kendra should be around still.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds like you were successful then.
Yeah.
Because he's already like walking out with you guys.
Yeah, and I'll relay all the information that I said to Grigori as we walk, a little bit hushed, so that if there's anybody that could hear in the houses or whatever, don't hear everything that I'm relaying to him.
Yeah.
But telling him everything that happened.
All right. Yeah. You sort of talk as you come across the. It's literally opposite sides of the street. But yeah, you cross the road as you talk, enter the town hall, and you do see that the town hall, which around this time would normally be pretty packed because everyone has some complaint that they want to bring up, is currently empty, and there are a couple guards at the gate, as well as the reception desk is currently empty, and the doors to Kendra's office are open, and she's sort of working through her paperwork, and like lifts her head up to see all the way across the hall, and sort of waves and gestures for all of you to come in.
What time of day is it?
Early afternoon, because it took you like 4 hours to go from one end to the other, and it was like really early in the morning when you guys started the day.
Gotcha.
So it's like 3:30 p.m. kind of thing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she's sort of gesturing for you to come in and says, "Hello, good to see you back. Good news,
good
please, good news."
Mostly
Yeah.
good. Yes.
He sort of looks around, sees that everyone's like sort of nodding or doing like sort of mixed reviews, but mostly good. It's like, okay, I can do with sort of. I can do sort of. Let's send word to Father Santos before we start our meeting, so that we can have everyone do this once. Please take a seat and help yourselves to drinks and food.
Okay. And Sigus will also ask if he can have a map of the area. That'll make explaining easier.
Yeah, take the one on the wall off. And
Sweet.
You can see there's like an expansion planning map on the wall, and like it's very in detail. Like it's a very high quality map, not only of Sandpoint itself, but of the hinterlands. And sure enough, like as you're pulling it off, Grigor sort of comes to help you out because it is framed and it is a large map.
Yes.
And Kendra's sort of like writing a quick note, putting it tied to a crow's feet, and sends the crow off to go to the cathedral. Yeah, as you guys are settling in, it'll be a couple moments later when Father Santos and Dorwin, perhaps a little bit faster than Kendra was expecting, show up at the door, and they're ushered in. Okay, good to have the heroes back. We're still missing two of them. Are they doing all right?
I like look at Dorban like,
Well, unfortunately, in the battle we lost Red, but thankfully, the druid was able to help with the situation. He is different. He is currently a gnome now. Figure you guys should know.
Okay.
Muh.
I can. It's good. We still have all of our heroes. Then it is.
Yes.
A very good news. Start with that.
Yeah.
All right. Have you've dealt with the situation then at the manor?
Most of it.
Most of it, yes.
There's something that, as a decent cleric, it is beyond my ability to fix. There is some fungus that apparently has been corrupted and is growing in the basement of the Foxglove Manor. And it is what's caused all of the undead issues here.
Oh,
But it
Is-
was also being intentionally spread by individuals who are no longer a problem.
oh,
So the source is still there, but
is fungus? Did you burn fungus?
we burned. Yes. It's hard. The house is also cursed. It's hard to tell where the ghoul fungus ends and the cursed fungus begins. But we burned a lot of the ghoul fungus.
You didn't mention quartz fungus before, Solara. I think you forgot. It's that's strange.
Sorry.
That's, you see, sort of Grigori's like the rest of the members are sort of turned to like a Gregorian. The one that speaks up next is the sheriff. Is there something else gonna be coming around? And no, it's maybe I'm not sure. Did mention rock that you took from place? Sample? Something? You said
Robin
that,
has.
Anna, I need to get a good look at it.
Biggest just fucking cough.
Yeah.
Is look.
Yeah, he's currently refilling Ra's grave.
Right.
Yeah. We can show you the fungus after this meeting.
Sigus literally can cough up the fungus.
I do not want to bring that. I'm not going to bring that to the attention of the mayor in this room.
All right.
I think there's a time and a place.
Yeah. Okay.
Hence why I did not mention it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we know if then I understand that you weren't able to finish the work off. We can prepare some requests to Magnamart for assistance. I do believe clearing the manor should be of our mutual interest. It shouldn't be too difficult to gather some help. In fact,
I believe, Dorban, you were saying we might need someone who's able to cast high-level magic.
Yes.
Specifically a hallowing.
I believe so, yeah.
I think that would be important information to pass on in a request.
We'll have to contact the Church of the Yamade in Magnamore then.
To that, we may be best to go there because
we can meet them.
Upon going through Aldrin's belongings down there, we found a letter mentioning to meet somebody at an estate in Magnamar.
Okay.
And I hand her the letter, so that she.
Yeah, she grabs it, and as she's reading, the sheriff sort of looks around and says, "Does it?" Sort of like looking over Kendra's shoulder. It's like, I think perhaps this is worth investigating firsthand. I'll draft a notice for you. Should be able to get some cooperation from the forces at Magnamar. You're not going to have the same kind of authority that I can give you here, but should at least be able to get you past the gate.
That would be awesome.
gives you a nod. Right. Yes. That'll be best. I think. Grigori, you've been quite helpful. I hope that you don't mind extending our initial contract for a few more days. No, pay is good, and killing undead is what I do for a living, so I don't mind. Good, good. She sort of turns to Father Sentis. Can we? Yeah, yes. We can also draft a letter of introduction for Church of Ayamade. You should be able to. There's an old acquaintance of mine. Should still be serving. Perhaps we can quickly get some help from them. Right. Looks like we're all in agreement. If you wouldn't mind heading to Magnamar for us, it would be. I know that we've been asking a lot from you, and really, we haven't been able to pay back as much as I would like to. But if I can ask you all to venture the wilderness, the dangers, once more, as Kendra sort of says, directing at all of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we want to see the end of this just as much as you do.
Good.
I
Good.
feel like my livelihood is at stake, so very important.
I'm glad that you feel that way, and perhaps, well, in your case, and she sort of gestures at Sigis, it's like you might be the exception to what I'm about to say, but I hope that all of you have grown to see Sandpoint as your second home. You will.
Absolutely.
I think I speak for our people, not just as the mayor, but as one of them when I say you will always have a place in our town.
I
Well,
appreciate
thank
that.
you.
With that, I believe, well, until we can get the samples that it seems Grigoriev requires, this meeting should be adjourned. We do have some requests to make and preparations for your journey. Is there anything else you need?
Yeah, the one thing Sigis will also say is that we tracked a ghoul, party of ghouls leaving the manor. We assume some came here, but many look like they've spread into the farms in the area, and he'll kind of outline where they saw where the tracks spread out, so they could be anywhere here. And we should we should organize a patrol to check the fields, check all the scarecrows, and contact all the farms in the area. Also, there's at least some carrion crows out.
Okay.
Still.
Grigori, Baylor, the two of you, what is our current condition? Well, our troops are pretty drained, and we're being forcing people to run 12-hour shifts since we've had so many casualties. But if the attacks relent, and he sort of looks at Father Sindus, if your men could lend a hand with the healing, should be able to possibly mount a expedition party of about 20 men in 2 to 3 days. Like, yes, I would like at least a week to prepare for some contingencies, but we don't have a leisure of time. If I could get some more resources, I could possibly prepare antitoxin for paralyzing agent. Maybe we can handle with less people. You have full access to the vaults. Make use of all the coin and materials that the town has at its disposal for this. Father Santos, anything you could do to help out?
Yes, a little bit overburdened currently. Perhaps if Corbin, you could help us with those who are deceased, infected. Could lessen the load on us.
Yeah, I can definitely help with curing disease. Currently, I only have one slot to do so. But I mean, tomorrow I can devote myself to that.
That would be a great change of pace. We are handling currently about 7 cases who are infected.
Alright.
They are stable, but they are slowly progressing through stages. We've been able to slow down the rate. I'm afraid, devoted as I am, the gods have not seen in their mercy to grant me the kinds of powers they have you.
Yeah, no, I will definitely help in any way I can.
Okay. Any further motions? She sort of looks around the table.
Nope.
Nope.
Right, then meeting adjourned, and we have much to cover. Feel free to come visit me at any point that you need me. I do have some
Sounds good.
further notes to prepare. And she's already like grabbing some paper and getting some parchment ready for requests made to Macklemore. All right.
Let's go see Robin.
Yeah. Grigori is sort of like gonna follow you guys on the way out. Do you mind if I go with you find the source, the sample you talked about? I'd like to get hands
Yes.
on it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd also
Robin's
like to
in the
ask
graveyard.
you some
So
questions.
All right. Sorry. What did you say, Sigus?
Sigus, I'd be like, I think that'd be good because I have some questions about that.
Good.
Also, Sigus is also just like, he knows a lot about undead, and he's just like, little paranoid, and just like gonna keep a little extra eye on Grigori to see if he has like, I don't know, just to see if maybe he's some kind of double agent. I don't think he is. I just filled with suspicion and
The
and
paranoid
really ill.
adventurer comes out.
Yeah.
I watched really. This is what happened. Is I watched too many of those like that you guys were talking about the D&D TikTok videos, and they're fucking hilarious. But always the one where it's like the party's favorite NPC is suddenly like the evil bad guy.
Yeah, the big bad evil guy.
And that is just stuck in my head now.
How could you? I was planning this all along.
I was thinking the same thing, but also
He's even got the Russian bad guy Bond voice.
I just pushed that aside, so I understand.
Yeah, going back to the plot. It's yours. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to share knowledge with you.
Well, I think
it's good to spread knowledge about undead. The more people know, the less the power they have over us.
Absolutely, I think so. But let's why don't you have a look at the rock and then we'll go from there.
Yes, of course. And sort of gestures for you to take the lead because he's not sure where we're going as you guys are walking. Is anyone going their separate ways? Wants to like take a break or anything? at this point?
I mean, Dorbin wants to go to the church anyways, but he's
Right.
going to stop in the area and he's going to start meditating to switch over his last prayer spell
Right.
to
I
cure
mean-
disease, and then.
Within the church, there is an altar to Abadar, so that would be like the best spot
Yeah.
for you to do that.
That's why I planned on doing it.
All right. Yeah, so the party heads into the cathedral, and it is probably around this point that Red. Red, you had, while the whole meeting was going on, made your way to the back of the cathedral with a heavy crossbow in hand, and you would immediately spot the only person in the cemetery right now with a shovel in hand, sort of piling dirt into an empty grave.
Jeez, he's never gonna let me live this down. Robin.
You hear a tiny voice calling out to you, Robin.
Robin looks around.
Down over here.
Did you walk right up to him, or are you standing in the doorway?
Nah, he's walking over to you, calling your name.
Oh,
You see
yeah.
him
Robin
approaching.
would sort of. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. And be like, yeah, hi. Yeah, I'm Robin.
It's well, Darwin sent me with this to as kind of a proof of introduction. It's Red.
Oh, all you had to do was say that you were red, and he just keeps filling in the hole. How you doing,
Huh.
man?
Well, about 4 feet shorter than I was before, so that's new.
Yeah, it's about right.
And out of character, we don't actually have to go through this, but Dorbin said you could fill me in on what happened after I died. What happened?
What do you want to know?
Well, I mean, I know. Well, I would assume you guys beat Aldern or whatever that thing was, but I don't know how you ended up back here.
Well, we walked. The horses got spooked by whatever ghouls were barricading us in. The horses ran all the way back here without us.
Nice. Classic Shadow Mist. Not a people
Yeah.
horse.
Yeah.
What about, did you find anything useful? Like, were you able to stop it?
Well, we were okay. So Aldern, in the end, ended up not dying by our hand. He died to, let's just say, a force of nature. That whirlpool really did a number on him. We did manage to.
Sucks to suck, I guess. But
Well, I did carry you back from the bottom of that whirlpool, so there's that. Because I had to go down there to get you, and then also while I was down there, Siggs had mentioned that he had a bunch of magic shit on him, so I just frisked him for everything.
Ooh, magic.
Made sure he was super dead and all that.
Well, I mean,
super
at
dead.
least we don't have to worry about like vermin and stuff eating him and turning into ghoul vermin, right?
Yeah, that salt water and that current's really gonna do a number on that body. So I don't think we have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Except zombie ghoul sharks, but I'm still not super worried.
Well, I mean,
about
I would still put my money on the bunyips you guys were telling me about. Those things sounded pretty nasty.
Yeah, I remember we were having a problem with that, and we ended up determining that they don't travel in packs, so it should be fine.
Ghoul bunyips. Ugh.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad. So, all in all, I think a good portion of this has been bit off. But there's still some loose ends, and some ghouls have sort of scattered throughout the farmlands. Now I would assume with no orders, or working on their final order, whatever that was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're
Yeah.
easier to hunt down when they're not in a giant pack.
Tell that to Dorbin.
And I
He'll
think
tell you you're wrong.
I think that is a good point where we can do like an ellipsis and skip ahead.
Yeah.
So, Robin, as you have finished, probably with a little bit of help from Red if he offered.
Nah, I'm
Red's
just gonna
used-
tell him to hang out because he's small.
All right.
Yeah, Red's like,
Well, if you've got a garden spade, I can use that.
Not quite. Also,
Um,
Robin will talk about how he's like low key grew up with gnomes because he had like a cottage that was not in Corvosa, and he's gonna be like, yeah, you're not a normal gnome. You realize that, right?
I don't honestly. I think I'd met like one gnome or a couple gnomes when I was in Riddleport, and they were so dirty I couldn't tell what color they were. So,
they were definitely gray or black. There's a lot
Yep.
of soot in Riddleport. Holy hell!
Yep. And also, the kind of gnome that you are probably hangs out in Riddleport, if any place.
So
You're a deep gnome, I think.
So you guys finish patching up filling up the grave, and probably head back indoors. And it is around that point where the two sides of the party clash, meet up. Um Silera and Sigis, you were saying for the first time that beside Robin is a gnome who is gray skinned and with a flaming red hair.
he's like, "Hi, I'm Robin's little brother, Bobbin."
Knock it off.
Oh, wait, did you tell them that I came back already?
No, but I'm assuming that Dorbin did.
Yeah.
Fair
Corbin,
point.
did you
Yeah, I did.
give
That's,
us a
that's
rundown?
literally the first thing that I said was that Red was now a gnome.
Oh, well,
Oh, yeah.
that's no fun. Also,
Also, hilariously, you do have gray skin, and I do have gray skin, so that could potentially be pulled off at some point.
I mean, if it's a joke, it's got to kind of work, right?
Eh.
This is super interesting. So this is going to be like staring and inspecting him.
Also, does anyone have pants?
Oh, yeah, hold on.
I'm just gonna say, are you sure you're red?
Fanny pack.
I have
Where the fuck is it?
a real desire to run around in circles
Pretty sure it's in here somewhere.
and mess around with stuff. But
God, there are a
aside
lot of
from
rations
that,
in here.
what are you doing?
Here you go, and he's gonna pull out like a sack of clothes, and he's gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are a bunch of children's clothes in here. Take your pick."
All right. Well, that shoe and that's a fun color. And he's basically going, and I don't think he super notices it, but he's putting together the most absurdly colored outfit he can possibly find.
Yeah, it's
the brightest colors.
Yeah, there's a pair of pajama pants where one leg is green and the other one is bright yellow. And like the side that is green has like black polka dots. And you probably grab like underwear that is also polka dotted but red and white. And yeah, and like a shirt to replace the sort of tunic thing that you have going on. That is probably like using the colors of Magnamar, so it's like the top left half is blue and the bottom right is dark green.
So basically, he looks like a very small jester at this point.
Yeah.
Sadly. Just put on a red nose, you look like a clown.
Also,
hey, that's racist.
No, it's because your hair's big, red, and puffy, like a clown.
Well, that's also true.
Yeah.
Out of character, guys. I've been watching, like, looking at the map, and I keep looking and like having to do a double take because Chopper's Isle with the old light, that sort of area, to me looks exactly like the silhouette of a woman, like the face, and it sort of makes the sitting be like a woman sort of sitting on a chair.
Oh yeah,
I see that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Right.
Completely sidetracked.
Weird.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks for bringing me back, guys. I already gave Dorvin a hug. Apparently I'm a hugger now, so that's okay.
Well, in that case, in the
Group hug.
Of course you're a hugger now. You're at waist height.
Yeah, now it's creepy and also funny.
As you guys sort of clump together for a group hug, Grigori sort of joins into the group hug. It's like, oh, Grigori loves hugs. Let's chill.
Oh, hey, Grigori. I'm short now.
Yes, I have noticed. I must say, height does not suit you, but you're looking very healthy.
Well, I actually still kind of feel like shit. That's speaking to the 2 negative levels that I've gained.
Yep. Actually,
yeah.
I
Uh,
think it's just one for
It
the
is.
incarnate.
It's 2.
No, it's 2.
Oh, yep. Okay.
And
But
they're
those can be
permanent. They're
Yep,
permanent
permanent.
too, so I need full restoration.
which we don't have, or
Yeah, it costs
Uh,
1,000 gold, and we're gonna have to wait till Magnamar unless Dorbin has it on
oh
hand.
shit.
I do not have access to normal
4th
restoration.
level. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
shit.
need another
Got
level
ya.
yet for that.
Yeah, it doesn't affect my stats so much as it hits the hit points and some other skills and things.
I mean, everything has a -2.
Yeah.
So your
All
attack
the
as
But-
well.
rolls.
Yeah.
Also, not to break sentimental moment, I love sharing those, but I think it is very important that we solve undead problem
Mhm.
first.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Funny-
yeah. Robin was filling me in. You just got a hug.
Do you
Six
want-
need
will
more
warm
hug.
out of the hug.
I need a group hug around you. As I just chuckled to myself.
I mean, that was sort of the thing that just happened. That the entire group was hugging Red at once.
Oh, my
And-
headset cut out.
Oh,
Oh,
so you missed
the
it, but
group
like,
hug. Wait, you were there.
yeah, you were doing a group hug, and
In
then
spirit.
Grigori also joined you guys.
Gotcha.
But yeah, as you sort of pulled out from the hug, Grigori was asking to focus on task at
Mhm.
hand.
Well, Robin mentioned you guys have a stone with some of that weird goop on it. Fungus, right?
Oh yeah, hold on, give me a sec.
All right, you fetch your scroll, what is it called? A scroll case.
Scroll case.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Mhm.
You pop open the lid.
Make sure to not get it on your hands. Be careful. And he's gonna like put it on the dirt.
Okay. And as you
Oh,
sort
no,
of
wait. Yeah.
sort of drop the rock out of the scroll
Carefully.
case.
Carefully.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you hear roll out. It falls onto the floor. It looks like a golf ball, pitch black, or at least you expected it to be pitch black, but it is surrounded by this a single dot of white fungus, and then the rest is black death cap mushrooms.
We should definitely pick that up and not leave it on the ground. In a
Well,
graveyard.
yeah. Duh. And he's gonna
No, I'm
turn
just
his any tool
No,
into
I got it. I got it.
yeah.
yeah.
Grigori sort of with his gloved left hand picks up.
No,
the,
not even with a glove. Not even with a glove. Don't.
Uh,
He turns his any tool into tongs and picks it up. It'll
Okay.
spread on basically anything.
oh,
You gotta be real careful.
good to know. Grabs the tongs from you, lifts it up, looks at it. Looks like death. Looks like death cup.
Yeah, but it grows inside of people's stomachs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sigus,
Oh,
you want to
look-
talk to that a little bit?
You don't know that's a thing, Red, technically.
You told me that's a thing.
I
Or I'm
didn't tell you
assuming.
anything.
Nope.
Okay.
I didn't tell you that.
Give me just one moment. Hold the tongs for me, please. Gives them
Yeah,
back to
here you
you,
go.
Robin.
Yep.
You see him grab he sort of takes off his satchel, puts it on the ground, opens it up, starts to go through some stuff, and pulls out what looks like a vial and a test tube. He opens up the vial, puts it on the ground, shakes the test tube, pulls the liquid in, and you see that on the liquid there's a piece of flesh floating, and it's sort of like very viscous liquid. It says, I need to take sample from
Right.
mushroom. He brings out a smaller pair of tongs that looks about the right size to pull off your what's it called, your eyelashes kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he cuts a piece of the death cup and drops it into the liquid and pops the cork up in. starts shaking his like, oh, it looks all right. No. And as he's sort of looking at it, he's sort of holding it up in the light, and you guys can see the liquid start to turn a darker shade as you see the fungus sort of slowly moving across the liquid towards the piece of flesh. And as it connects with it, you see tendrils start to sort of encapsulate the piece of flesh, and more of the fungus grows on it. This is the
Well, that is terrifying and also explains a lot.
Oh yes, that is not something that I normally see.
Good thing you didn't touch it, man. Like, if you'd put
No.
your hands on that, I bet that'd be all over you. Or if some...
Robin tries not to look at Sigus.
He puts the closed vial into his satchel as look, I'll have to try. No, thanks.
we should probably burn that.
No, I need to. I want to make further tests. I have never seen fungus or undead do that. Did you find anything else with the fungus?
Robin's gonna sense motive him.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because he basically just took a sample of like the worst plague ever, and he's like casually being like, no, I'm keeping it. Alright, seems legit.
Yeah, no. You can tell like there's a like concern in his face as he's like, there has to be something else. Like, well, did you find something else with fungus?
Oh yeah, hold on.
Were you saying that there was a shadow where it was that looked like a man?
Yeah.
Yeah, here it is. And he's gonna, be putting the mushroom rock back inside the scroll case, closing it, putting it back in, sticks the tongs in the fanny pack, his like elbow deep into the fanny pack, tongs the cube, pulls out the cube. It's like, yeah, there's this. It's super evil, by the way. So
let me.
No touching.
No, just give me the tongs. I want to. Like he stretches out a hand to grab the tongs from you. I don't know if you want to let him or not.
Well, but I'll also ready an action to knock him the fuck out if he does anything bad.
Sure. He grabs the tongs out from you and like he lifts it up, sort of turns it. Looks like a obsidian cube and. Wait, is that? And you see his like color drain from his face as he's looking at the bottom side. It's like, wait. No.
Is this a phylactery for a lich or something?
Yes. This looks like completed phylactery. Broken though.
It looks broken to me.
So that means that
Wait, what did you find this?
We found it growing by the mold. Yeah, the guy who originally built that manor was trying to become a lich. Sigus has the documents.
Wait, you said the house was haunted, right?
Yeah, super, super haunted, yeah.
Yeah, I got attacked by a fire ghost manticore thing. And
yeah, and at midnight, everything resets. Yeah, it's weird.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, I think the fungus in there is sentient.
Yeah, it was.
No,
there was
no. We need to get to Magnamur. We need to purify grounds right now. As he's sort of holding the tongues back to you, Robin.
I'll put it inside the fanny pack, and I'm like, you want me to just start running, and you guys can catch up with a horse, and he's starting to jog? I can fucking go. Let's go. You want me to do it? I can do it. Let's go. Come on.
Hold on.
Come on.
No,
he's like 60 feet away, and he's like, come on, guys. What do you want? I'm going.
We don't want you to get ahead of us. We need to go together. Safety in
Also,
numbers.
Catch up on horses. I'm out.
Also,
no. Robin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Come back. Come back.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, we've already sent word the people who can try and concentrate it will be meeting us there.
No, word will travel by bird. It will still take a few hours before it, letter is written, and then a few hours till bird arrives to Magnamar. It'll arrive before us, but we need to make haste.
Why'd you bring me back? I was running. I was ready to go.
No,
Well,
look,
What is your concern?
look.
It's a
If
phylactery.
phylactery is broken, but the house is still haunted and filled with undead, it is likely house or part of
House is a lich? Oh
might
my
be lich.
god.
Or,
How the
Got
fuck?
to it.
I told you we should have just fucking blown it up. He
well,
starts running.
no,
He grabs a bag
Robin.
of explosives like I'm fucking gonna do it.
Oh
no,
my
it
god.
rebuilds itself. That's not going to do anything.
Yeah,
It
all we
is-
gotta do is destroy the phylactery.
No, that
No,
won't destroy the
problem-
phylactery.
Problem is, if as you said, sentient mold is in basement, right?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
It is very likely that it's not lich per se, but more like land curse. It is slowly trying to create phylactery back.
Necropolis! That thing! The thing that my uncle told me about. The
He snaps his
Necropolis. See,
fingers
I
and
told
like
you.
points back at you. It's like, yes, that could be it.
I told you guys! Yeah!
We need to head to Magnamore now. Well,
Wait, why am I excited about this?
It is terrible.
I don't know.
It is
Yeah,
very interesting.
that
though.
is concerning, Robin.
Look,
If
But
we're being
also I was
honest.
right.
make
so-
make preparations right now. You should leave, even though it is going to be by nightfall. You should leave as soon as possible.
I'm
Okay,
ready to
well-
go right now.
Well, hold on, Robin. Also,
Yeah.
some discussion. I have absolutely no equipment aside from like rings and armor and stuff that I can
Mhm.
actually work with.
We should get you a
So-
fancy hat.
Well,
For the
I
feather.
think the hat will still fit, to be honest.
Yeah.
But-
What
That's fair.
resizes, Bosun?
Come again?
Magic.
Weapons and armor don't resize, but everything else does, right?
so-
No, I said yeah. Wondrous items resize. Everything
Okay.
else doesn't.
Yeah, so basically,
Got
and we can deal with this out of character, but my suggestion would be that Red and Robin trade swords, basically, so that I take the switchblade, which I
Yep.
would
That would
effectively.
be a short sword for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, preferably I want to find a short sword at some point, but that switchblade's going to do better for now. And then I need to find a small suit of armor, basically.
So, yeah, you can take the switchblade, and then you had what a +1.
+1
Keen
Fireforge
long-
longsword.
Was it keen or no?
No, just Fireforge.
No.
The extra critting was just the swashbuckler doing its thing.
Extra crit range. Okay, gotcha.
On that
No,
note,
your sword doesn't have it.
on that note, though,
Sorry.
guys,
Mhm.
it is around the time that we usually would end the session, and I think on this reveal, it would be a good point for us to call it a night for the time being.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Unless everyone is riling up to go for like another 2 hours, which I wouldn't recommend.
No.
All right, then
Unlikely.
we'll fade to black as the party starts to rummage through their belongings and make mental notes of the inventory that they might require on their trip to Magnamore. And that will be how we end the session tonight. We'll pick back up next Monday. Next Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Yes?
I had a question, but I was waiting for you to end your recording.
Okay, yeah, so I hope that everyone enjoyed the session, as usual. I hope that everyone's psyched up for having completed your first yearly cycle of this campaign, I suppose.
Yeah.
We did it!
Congratulations, we have somehow managed to stay almost perfectly weekly games for an entire year, guys. It is,
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
a complete
And I
anomaly.
only died 1.5 times.
Yeah!
Only one and a half. Yeah.
I would say you actually died properly twice.
Oh no, I've died or come very close to dying, probably more than that, but
Yeah. But yeah, with that said, I'm gonna end the recording. So by stream, I suppose.
I stream.
Bye!
I love
Bye.
you.
Peace out, Girl Scout.